You know, I don't fight no more 6-2 guys and 7-3s and no. This guy's 16-4. He has 20 fights. I got 14. You know what I mean? Everybody now is not, they don't have just 7-8 fights that I used to fight before when I was in the local shows. You know, now I'm fighting guys that have 20 fights. You know what I mean? My last fight, the guy was 13-7, 13-6. He had almost 20 fights. You know what I mean? So now I'm fighting guys that has so much experience. I used to have experience over people. Now I don't have it. I don't got experience over people. Now they have, sometimes some of them have experience over me.
And what effect is that? Is that motivational for you?
What?
The knowledge, the fact that you know that you're fighting people that have more experience, is that motivational for you? That you're being matched up in the same level?
Yeah. Well, like it just it makes you feel dope.
Gang!
Yeah, it makes you feel dope because I feel like, oh yeah,
they know your worth.
This is my second fight in the UFC, and I'm fighting a top 30 guy, so it tells me a lot about me. I read it. I seen things in dub, and it's just not the same emotion.
Doesn't catch you.
It doesn't catch them. It's like have you ever watched a movie and then you watch it dubbed in Spanish?
Yeah,
it's completely different.
It's just funny to me.
Hola, ¿dónde estamos? Like it's just horrible. You can't watch Tom Cruise. It being dubbed,
dude, especially exactly when you know what they sound like.
You know how they sound like, and you know their emotion, how they're expressing it. To all of a sudden, it's like, vamos para allá. Like, ugh.
Or when they dub it in Mexican, dude,
it's horrible. It's horrible.
It kills me.
And it's funny because that's how I used to watch it in Colombia when I didn't know English.
Correct.
And for me, it was more normal, which is weird. Well,
that's like a Dragon Ball. I only watch it in Spanish.
No, that is true.
Yeah, I can't watch it in English or Japanese.
No, I watch it in Japanese now. But I'm just saying, like, when I first started, everything was Spanish. Somebody's doing yoga over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was there for a while. I'm not gonna lie, my left shoulder hurts a little bit.
We should have just kept going for
like a damn filibuster over here. Just keep on talking about Dragon Ball Z. Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? It's your motherfucking boy, Gamero, the Pharaoh, the poor man's Robert De Niro, and we are so very ecstatic to be here on another Sunday afternoon. Super Bowl Sunday afternoon, actually, if you didn't know. And I didn't know that when I scheduled this. Shout out Emi. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also very ecstatic to bring you another story, another champion, all right, from this galaxy on this very episode. And before I get to introducing the man before us, the champion before us, you know what I'm saying, the man who is in the UFC, before we get to that chapter, ladies and gentlemen, to my right-hand side, who do we have? You know what I'm talking about? We have a man who traverses the nation, you know what I'm saying? The man, he's a traveling man. You know what I'm saying? He's like a smoke screen. You see him one day, you don't see him the other.
John Cena, baby.
John Cena, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful reference. Ladies and gentlemen, to my right-hand side, we have Emi in his house. What's going on?
My fins aren't there, but we're there in spirit.
They're there in spirit. They're there in spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, you know what I'm talking about? Behind the scenes, behind the cameras, you know what I'm saying? There's another Gamero, another Pharaoh behind the motherfucking cameras today. Ladies and gentlemen, I have one of my closest people, and that's blood, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm talking about? My brethren, ladies and gentlemen, we have Juan Cruz in his house.
You know what I'm talking about? We don't have the GoPro on him.
We don't have the GoPro.
I was laying back like, oh yeah, this is where they're gonna cut to him. But, oh no, wait, I'm still in camera.
Bruh, but I'll put a damn, a beautiful, like your Tinder profile picture right there. You know what I'm saying? Just right there. Shirtless and everything, you know what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, and I'm so very ecstatic to introduce the next person to my left-hand side today. It is not his first time in the studio. You know what I'm talking about? One of our, actually, the man to my left-hand side was actually the first ever guest on Midnight in Miami, if I'm being 100%. That's what,
First guest?
First ever guest in the old location. I remember I was having a tantrum. I was like, you don't understand. We are going to have the future face of the UFC coming in here today. Everything is to be on point. And I wasn't lying. I was not lying. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor, my privilege to be able to introduce UFC fighter, ladies and gentlemen, Danny, the Colombian Warrior, Chavez.
There you go, Colombia, not Colombia.
There you go. You see it on the screen.
Learn how to spell that, folks.
Yeah, UFC.com. Bro, I know all Colombians get salty about that shit. They don't play with that.
Yep.
Danny, What's going on?
I'm getting messages from that about that.
he's like, I'm getting angry right now.
Them to fix it, and I'm like, oh, I will. Just
hell yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
bro.
spell it, guys. Calm down.
Give me time.
Get mad if it was me.
I don't know who built their damn website, Wix.com or some shit, but y'all got to get it together, tighten up.
An American,
right?
An
American, 100%.
That was a white guy for sure.
100%.
Columbia from the university.
Oh yeah.
Columbia.
And that reminds me of when I hire people to do the subtitles for the show. Sometimes we'll have a little Spanglish, and so sometimes we'll be like, I really enjoy arepas, and the subtitles will be like, I really enjoy Spanish expletive, because they don't know what the fuck it is. Danny, talk to us. You are, I believe, a little over, maybe like a day or two over, 2 weeks away from your next fight against Jared Gordon at UFC Fight Night in February 20th. Talk to us a little bit about that. How's the preparation been before we kind of get into what your UFC debut was like? Talk to us about how your preparation has been coming along.
Well, we're 1 day over. Yesterday was 2 weeks. It would have been 2 weeks starting from yesterday. Everything's great, man. You know, just like every other show, I came over before and I say, I just train my ass off. You know, that's what I do. You know what I mean? I always feel like the more you train, the higher the chance to win a fight, you know, because at the end of the day, this is what we do. It's a physical sport. The mind, you know, it's a mental game too, but it's a physical sport. And I just train my ass off right now. I know a little bit about my guy. I'm not a big, I don't study him so much. My coaches study him and they have me already with strategies, how to beat him. The strategy doesn't work, it don't matter. I got a lot of tools in my you know, my arsenal for me to beat him. I just feel like I feel like if we didn't have social media and we didn't have anything, how would I study him? You know what I mean? So you gotta be ready to fight anybody, and especially in this sport that's very so unpredictable. So everything's going great. I'm healthy. You know what I mean? That's one of the most important parts. Kind of how healthy can you be? You know, because I'll be honest, not all fighters going into a fight as healthy as they can be. You know, they actually get hurt, nagging pains, or get a little sick. You know, you gotta see that you didn't catch the COVID before, probably affects your cardio going into it. Thank God I caught it like on November. So I'm actually, it took me like a few weeks. I had it for 24 days. And it took me like about 3 weeks to get back to normal. You know what I mean? I'll go to the gym, I'll squeeze a rear naked choke for like 10 seconds, and my arms were giving up. You know, like I'll roll with my guys for like one round, and I was already feeling like out of breath and stuff like that. It was very weird, you know what I mean? So, but I'm back in shape. I'm great. Had great training partners. I had my coaches doing their job, which is watch the fight, watch him, and tell me, well, you know, prep me to it. And everything has been going smooth, man. I mean, believe it or not, you know. The only thing I'll say is different than anything else is just me doing interviews. I've never done so many interviews in my life before a fight.
Hell
you know what I mean? Like,
that's
I did
good,
a lot.
You're hella comfortable already. You know, I'll tell you that, man.
I did a lot after the fight, but before fighting, I'll do like here and there. You know, even before my debut, I did a few. But this is the first time now that, you know, this is my second fight, so now they know who I am, especially from Colombia. People from Colombia have been, what's it called, journalists from Colombia, and people that have podcasts too, and you know.
That's awesome.
So I've been doing a lot of interviews, which is, but it don't get involved in my training. I always put them in times that I know I could do them. You know, I'm not gonna stop my training or a moment that I have to like rest to give somebody an interview. I just can't do that right now. My fight is the most important thing right now. So everything is going great. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's a damn fact. Danny, talk to us a little bit about, there was a post that you had made not too long ago that I believe I had to help you out with. There was a fight, big fight, obviously, Dustin Poirier, against Mr.
Gang
Conor
shit.
McGregor. Yes. Shout out Dustin's hot sauce. I need to cop one. And one of the main reasons, if not the main reason, why Dustin was able to get the victory was due to his calf kicks that he had used against Conor at the time. And you had made a post regarding people claiming that the calf kick originated from other gyms, and you're claiming that that's not the case at all. It originated at MMA Masters. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I made a post that made a lot of people angry. You know what I mean? A lot of people just started getting on my case. But I'll say it again. If you don't like what I post, don't read it. You know, I don't give a shit about your opinion. You know what I mean? Look, I wasn't, the calf kick is, when I grew up in the sport, Muay Thai was one of the most famous arts of standing up, for fighting. You know what I mean? It wasn't boxing. It wasn't karate. Karate became a little more popular when Lyoto Machida brought it to the game. Muay Thai was the most popular one, and everybody was kicking the thigh. You know what I mean? Everybody's kicking the thigh. When I got to MMA Masters, and I'm talking about, like, I trained with a lot of people before I even got to MMA Masters. And like I said, I used to be I was a fan of the sport. I'm still a fan, but it's completely different now because I'm more part of the sport than I'm a fan of the sport now. And I never seen that before, where people were kicking the calf. You know what I mean? Probably by mistake,
right?
But not for real, like not being an art to it. You know what I mean? And there's a technique to it. You know. So when I got to MMA Masters, which it was not called MMA Masters at that time, it was called Team Noguera. It was located in Brickell. I remember getting there, and the Master Cesar Carneiro, which is my coach, Master Cesar, he told me, he was the first guy to ever told me, don't be kicking the thigh, kick the calf. Now, when I was doing the calf kick, I used to lower myself a lot. You know, you have to duck down to kind of kick low. And I just felt always off balance a little bit. It didn't feel right. But little by little, I got better at it. I've been doing this since 2008. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And nobody was doing it. And then, you got people that come and go from the gym. You know what I mean? Because gyms, people come and go. And the technique started getting spread out. Everybody started doing it. The first person to ever do it in a cage fight, it was one of my old teammates, Luis Palomino. And then the first person to ever brought it to the UFC, it was Ricardo Lamas when he fought Matt Grice. So I guess it got popular, and it became a little popular. If I'm not wrong, Chael's son, in which it's his own point of view because it was his opinion, and probably that's when he saw it first. But he was lying. He said that Ben Henderson was the first person to do it, which is lying. But it's not his fault. It's probably that's just when he saw it first,
Right.
It's when he fought Frankie Edgar. I remember that fight. Because I remember when I saw that fight, I remember being like, oh, damn, that's a calf kick. He's throwing a calf kick.
Shout out Frankie Edgar.
Oh, damn. They don't talk about that right So now everybody wants to claim it because everybody's doing it now. Like, I remember the same day I fought my debut, that same day in the co-main event, Chito Vera beat Sugar Sean O'Malley. By kicking him in the calf. And he did it. But if you look at the way they kick it, and you see the way I kick it, it's completely different. I'm more natural. You see the speed and the balance I do it with. You see the accuracy I do it with. It's just completely different because I've been doing it for years. Right. That's something I just picked up last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I've
you
been
have
doing
the
it for
technique.
years. You got fighters like Amanda Nunes, for example. She's been doing it in her own fights too, and of course, like I said, everybody comes and goes from the gym. So now the technique is being spread out, but now everybody wants to take credit for it. And I think I just hate fake people. I hate fake. Like I do Superman punches, but I'll never say we invented the Superman punch.
Right.
The last time I remember, I think the first person I see throwing a Superman punch, it was either George St. Pierre or James Irvin. James Irvin was the guy that he kicked Anderson Silva, and Anderson Silva grabbed the kick and punched him. And
shit!
I remember him knocking somebody out with doing a Superman punch. That was the first time I seen it. I don't know where they got it from. I don't know, but I will never claim that. Like, that's just fake. I don't like that. And I know that there was a coach, ATT, was claiming it. And now you're talking about Chito Vera's coach is claiming it. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, I was like, nah, man. And now I got the platform to talk about it.
Right.
So I'm using it because the credit goes to us.
Right.
All right.
Sort that shit out.
Yeah. And I don't like that. And now everybody's having a problem because, everybody, they got butthurt for my opinion, and it is what it is. I don't really give a shit.
It is what it is.
What it is.
What's this guy's name who recently fought Fury? He goes Bomb Squad. The one that came in with the full on armor.
Oh, you're talking about
Tyson Fury?
No, Tyson Fury. No,
the one that he fought.
Yeah, you're making me forget now. Wilder.
Yes,
Deontay
Wilder. Deontay Wilder. After his second loss against Fury, it's already known that he left his fight camp. What are your 2 cents as far as fighters who lose a fight and then go on to, like you said, gyms have people coming in and out. What do you think of? Do you value the loyalty to a gym, to your corner, to your coaches after a loss? Or do you think as a fighter, you need to reassess where you're at and maybe pursue something else or somebody else?
You know, it all depends on what's going on. I don't know deep down inside what's going on. You know what I mean? Because you don't know. I believe in loyalty to your coach and everything, but I don't know what kind of work your coach is doing for you. You know what I mean? Like if your coach is doing his right job and you just took a loss because you're the idiot,
right?
Then you hold yourself accountable. But because I remember before I got to my master's, I used to train in another gym, and so you could really say, "Oh, Danny, you did the same thing too." But the thing is that gym wasn't doing anything for me. They didn't give a shit about my career. They didn't care. They really didn't. Everything was just based off of my own work and talent and my teammates. I always appreciated my teammates. You know what I mean? But the coaches were not doing anything for me. So eventually they were gonna hurt my career because at the end of the day, they're cornering me. And they're the ones there on my corner, but they don't even know me. They don't know my skill set. They don't know anything about me. So that's different. You know what I mean? So I don't know the relationship of Deontay Wilder with his team. Now, if he had a great team and his team was doing the right things and he just lost that fight and he just taking it on his team, then he's the one to be blamed. You know, you shouldn't be doing that. You know, you like I always say, why fix something that's not broken? You know what I mean? And, you know, let's be honest. I was like, Deontay Wilder is a big puncher, a big athlete. But, man, though, you know, he had a lot of excuses into that fight.
Oh, my God.
The whole thing with the vest and all that, it was 60 pounds. Come on, man.
Oh, that's
he put
right.
weights in his hands. My thing was too heavy.
It was too hot. It was just too much of excuses. And it's like, man, I know it's your first loss, but take it like a man. Take it in the chin and just go back to training and win the fight. You know what I mean? Like, look at Joshua. Joshua got lost by David Ortiz? No, what's his name?
Is it
the
Alex?
Mexican guy.
Is it Alex?
No, Mexican guy. The Mexican that dropped him. The one that beat his only loss.
Yeah.
Ruiz.
Yes. Andy Ruiz.
He didn't say any of that stuff. He just got back to the gym, fought him after that, beat him now.
Right.
That's how you're supposed to do it. Don't blame anybody, man, because at the end of the day, when you're in there, I get it that we all have people behind us and we all have everybody cheering us, but at the end of the day, you're there by yourself. It's you making the decisions. The corner could scream at me all they want. I'm supposed to listen to my corner. I know that. But I got to choose when and when not to listen. That's why, you know, you're in there. Like I said, you're in there by yourself.
Right.
So you make most of the decisions in there. So you probably made bad decisions while you were there. Don't blame anybody else, man.
A lot of people were disappointed by Andy Ruiz's performance in the second fight. A lot of people think that he didn't take it seriously. What did you think of this whole? Because I know at the time we were joking around about, you know, he's representing big boys everywhere, Andy Ruiz or whatever the case. But then, you know, you also have the argument that, damn, if he's so good being overweight, imagine how good he'd be if he took it seriously with his diet and all that shit. What do you send?
No, it depends because I feel like sometimes certain people's physiques, it works for them. If it talks about just because he's not fit like Deontay, not everybody's going to be fit like Deontay. You know what I mean? Andy Ruiz, what he could do is just eat healthier. It doesn't have to lose the weight, just eat healthier to perform better. But don't ever forget that the first fight with Joshua, he got dropped. He was losing that fight. And then Joshua got dropped, and then he lost that fight. And in the second fight, Joshua just fight a little smarter. You understood what Andy Ruiz could do, and he just, you know, he was able to capitalize on those things in those moments. But let's don't act like Andy Ruiz came in the first fight and was just dominating Joshua because he wasn't. You know, he got dropped by Joshua. Then he got dropped, I think in the same round or the next round by Andy Ruiz. I don't believe everybody has to do the same things. There is a well, in boxing, I don't know. I don't think in boxing it's the same as MMA, but like having that kind of physique, sometimes it is different for certain people. Like actually, like I hear, because I'm not, you know, I don't roll with heavyweights, but I hear like sometimes their weight is so different. You know what I mean? Like they're, how can I say it? You could push a muscle weight, but when you push a overweight person is like sinks in your hand. You know, and if you have mobility, you're a little bit of a. It's hard to maneuver his weight. Like, to handle it. It's just different. You know what I mean? So you don't have to force him to be like Deontay because probably he will never get there anyways. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
yeah, it's not realistic for him.
he could still be nice and chubby. Just eat healthy.
Right.
I don't know if Andy Ruiz was eating healthy. That's his problem. You know what I mean?
To like maximize his output.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think he has to go out there and get a six pack. I was like, you want everybody to have a great physique, but I don't think you have to force Andy Ruiz to go and hit the gym because then probably he's gonna have to go lower weight class now, and probably those guys will be faster. Different. It's like he for his physique, probably fighting a heavyweight it helps him. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I don't know about going a lower weight class. It will help him. So. Because losing all that weight, he's gonna have to probably lower his weight class and probably it won't play the same way.
Yeah, because he doesn't look like he would be big yoked. He would just have to slim up.
He would just have to slim up, but I don't know. I think everybody should just, like I said, yes, hit the weights, hit that, get the best shape you could get, but deal with what you have. You already you're born in your weight. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, some people just wear their weight
big, man. Like there's nothing you could do about it. They're born big. You know what I mean? So
as long as you know how to wear your weight. I mean, because he moves out there, he knows what he's doing with
his
weight.
He has fast hands.
Yeah,
he has fast hands. He has power. So if he didn't, if let's say he's 230, but he's 230 eating McDonald's and Burger King, or 230 eating organic food or good food cooked at home.
Right.
There's a different performance there. Just being, and especially in boxing, just being this much faster and timing and everything could play a factor in a fight. So
right. Yeah, a huge factor. Yeah.
Yes.
Is there speaking about boxing, what do you foresee the future of boxing? A lot of people being concerned about the future of it, given that things happen like HBO fucking pulling out of the boxing game, which is ridiculous. Or it's ridiculous. Just HBO was so notoriously associated with boxing always, and with the new rise of other promotions such as bare knuckle, do you kind of see a sort of exchange of kind of boxing going down and bare knuckle going up? Where do you see all this standing?
I think the problem with boxing is that nobody's getting the fights you want to see. Sometimes you do,
promotion.
A lot of times you don't. And I think that's what's happening. And let's just be honest, man. Boxing is rigged as hell. Let's just call it how it is.
True.
You know what I mean? Boxing is crooked as fuck. So that's what's going on nowadays. The boxing goes out there and the I don't know who does it. They pick judges. I don't know what the hell they do.
That mafia.
But at the end of the day, you want to lie to the public, to the common sense the public has. Like you watching the fight with your own two eyes. You have a brain and you watching and you know who won. But they want to tell you no, the other guy won. And you feel like, man, get the fuck out of here.
Was a recent robbery that you can remember that you're like, bro, that's fucking bullshit?
Oh, I thought the first Canelo and Triple G fight.
Right.
The second one, no.
Was blatant as fuck, though.
Right.
And especially
we saw it together.
And especially the lady
pissed.
that goes and scores 10 rounds for Canelo. Get out of here, man. How much you got paid? I don't know.
That was fucking
But
bullshit.
it's stupid, And
I like Canelo.
Yeah, I like Canelo too. And bare knuckle, bare knuckle just coming up is something new. So people like it. They like the savage thing about it because it's just, it's
guaranteed blood.
Yeah, you're guaranteeing blood. And the way you start the fight, it's not like go to your corner, start. No, you start right in the middle. There. And I just think a few people actually made it. I think the one made it hot right now is two people. It was a fight between Luis Palomino and Jim Adams. Both are my boys. So I couldn't really cheer none of them. I had to stay neutral in that one. But they since we all knew each other and because we all grew up in the same gym and we all trained together at one point, I think that drama between them two brought up some noise in bare knuckle. And Paige Van Zandt getting signed made some noise because she's in her prime and she brought some noise, But I'm watching a lot of retired fighters and old fighters and ugly technique, and it's just savage stuff, which I don't mind it either because I watch some stupid stuff sometimes. I watch this. It's funny. I was watching on YouTube recently Street Beefs. It's Street Beefs. It's called Street Beefs, and I'm not a big fan of that. I would never put any of my guys to do any of that stuff. But I watch it because sometimes I'm like, bro, it's so sloppy technique and so ugly. But sometimes it could just be fun to watch. It'll be fun to watch, But
that's like the backyard brawls kind of a thing.
Yeah, kind of like that. So
Shout out Kimbo, bro.
Shout out, R.I.P. R.I.P.
yeah, first one, him and Masvidal.
Him
One of the
and
first two that
Masvidal.
actually went out there and made that
It was when
noise.
Money Talks. That's what it was called back then.
So I think what Bare has good is production. I think, and they have like a good, like when you watch the fight, it looks nice.
Right.
The camera scene, the
Right.
intro, like they have a good production. And but the only way they could stay a little bit more relevant is like they're so new that's why they're staying relevant. But to stay more relevant, they gotta get a little bit more people in their primes. It's just a lot of old people. Yeah, just a lot of old people, man. A lot of retired MMA fighters and a lot of retired fighters are doing that. But they're doing better than boxing because there's no rig there. Nobody's rigging that. That you actually watching, and you most of the time you get the winner that you believe is the winner.
Yeah. I will give him that.
So
I will give him that.
I think they did what boxing has failed to do in the last 20 years is create one entity that this is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't have this promoting company, this promoting company, this promoting company,
No.
and there's 15,000 fucking different belts, and you want a belt, here's a belt, you want a belt, here's a belt.
I think the zone was trying to do that, and they're failing at it. Honestly,
well, it's the promoting companies. There's so much fucking money.
Right.
You're not gonna. You have to buy them out. Like you need to go in and just burn money, and no one's gonna do that. You know.
What do you think? What do you think about gyms like ATT diverting a special section of their coaches and classes just for bare knuckle?
Oh no, that's fine. You know, I think like that's what the guys are gonna be doing. So you know, like that's what you gotta train for. So I think that they're doing the right thing in the sense of, you know, you gotta whatever the sport you're doing, that's what you gotta practice, and that's what that's what the things you gotta the details you gotta see and all that. So if you're gonna be doing just bare knuckle, then you're gonna have to come and work on that clinch, probably like a few times, probably hit the bag without the gloves, just not so hard. You don't want to be scraping your knuckles. You know what I mean?
Is it the knuckles or the wrist you're more concerned about?
Your hand, period. You could break your hand. One big punch in the forehead could break your hand. I saw one time my boy Jim come out of a fight, and both of his hands were swelled up like this. Like it looked like two balloons in each hand, one balloon in each hand. It was crazy.
I remember. Didn't Alex had like an injury during
Okay,
one fight.
it was exactly, and that was an MMA fight with gloves on. You know what I mean? So imagine.
Do you feel like I feel like the gloves and the difference between gloves and no gloves, it can't be that drastic because the gloves are so small.
But the problem is
because you also have the wrap.
But the problem is that if you punch me with a glove, right? Like, look, my last fight, I punched like in the beginning of the first round, probably like the first minute. I got to give him a nice cross to TJ Brown on the eyebrow right here. I didn't know I broke his orbital.
Oh wow!
You know what I mean? So it would have been the same without the glove, but the difference is that since it was knuckle, that would have swelled up because there's more contact from bone to bone, and you just would have swelled up with blood. And if you look at the bare knuckles fight, sometimes they come out very lumpy and ugly. Their faces are very marked. The gloves doesn't give you that. Right. The gloves, most of the time, it doesn't give you all those lumps and all that stuff, and like just a lot of scar tissue, probably. Right. You know, so
and you get cut up more.
Yeah, you get cut up more. You know what I mean? So. And it sucks when the cuts come into play because the guy could keep fighting, but then the cuts are getting on the way. Right. You know, so I think like that's the difference between the glove. The glove is to protect your hand, and at the same time, kind of like let the fight, like you don't mark the other guy so easily. Mm-hmm. Like in bare knuckle, you punch him twice in the forehead. Just think about it. It happens even in MMA. But imagine I saw in bare knuckle this past Friday, there was two girls that fought, and they were like. Bro, they look beat up like a car ran in front of on top of their faces. It was just bad. It was like bruises everywhere and marks everywhere. And it was when MMA gloves, it could get there, but it will have to be involved with some elbows and some knee, like something else. It's not just the glove, not just the punch.
I don't know if you see, because they're doing post-fight interviews in bare knuckle, and it's just like, hey guys, let's talk to someone who clearly has a concussion. And so right after the chick who beat Paige Van Zant, she's like, I'm not a person. I'm a feeling. Like she was going in. You could tell she wasn't all there. It was intense. It was all CT. All CT. We had briefly mentioned the name is kind of slipping my brain right now, but the Italian fighter who had won a couple weeks ago. But regardless of the fact, after the fight, he went to his post-fight interview and he actually sat down just to tell the interviewers, "Hey, I'm not going to do a post-fight interview because I don't appreciate the fact that you guys don't also interview the losers." And I remember we briefly spoke about it at Masters for 2 seconds. What do you make of that?
I think it's stupid. I don't want to. When I lose, I don't want to be bothered.
Right.
Sure.
So I don't know why you want to interview a loser. First of all, if you remember when Joe Rogan, okay, it depends. First of all, if you lose by knockout, maybe your answers are not gonna be 100% yours. Like you're probably a little off. You remember when I think John Jones beat Daniel Cormier and he started crying. Everybody made a meme out of him.
Yeah.
Because he started crying. Even Joe Rogan said, "Damn, my bad. I should have not interviewed him right after that loss." You know what I mean? Like right after it. You gotta wait, man. The guy just probably not there yet, and may say the wrong things or didn't even know how to react to that moment.
It was really bad.
First of all, like me personally, the fuck do I care about getting interviewed? I just lost. I want to go home. Like I literally want to like get away from everybody. I probably want to cry. You know what I mean? I probably want to be by myself. I don't want to be getting interviewed, so I don't know why. What's his problem? Because you need to interview the losers? No. First of all, I believe like. Yes, you're the loser. You don't get the same shine than the winner.
Correct.
Right.
You want to get that shine, go out there and win.
Exactly.
We're not here for participation
medals. Yeah, right. Exactly.
All right, that's just to me. It was being a baby.
I mean, was it like a battle with this Italian dude?
No, but here's the thing. He had won. He won.
Yeah, but was it like a war where he was like, "Man, that dude deserves
Was
to shine"?
that the same guy that Dana White even said that his whole crew was looking at him all weird?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. I don't know what's wrong with him. Man.
Maybe
I
he
think
was
it's a
concussed,
culture.
bro.
I think it's a cultural thing.
Maybe he was concussed, bro. Maybe he doesn't know what he was saying.
He won the fight where he didn't even get hit like that. I remember that.
So it
fight.
wasn't even a war. Because one thing is like, if it's a fucking battle and you come out there and you're like, you know what, that dude deserves to be interviewed too, because that was fucking wild. I barely won.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, as a person that lost, and I lost 3 times, and I lost twice in titles. 2 of them were titles, main event. As soon as I lost, I wanted to walk out of that cage. I gave my respects to the other side of the corner. Boom, boom, boom. Good job, papa. And I go to my locker room, and you're not in a good mood. I remember I went to go my second title fight against Jason Suarez. I remember when I lost to him, I went to the bathroom. And I heard he was looking for me to congratulate me, but I'm like, I don't really need that. Like, I don't really care. But he shook his hand in the cage. So when I came out, he came to like say something to me, and I kept it professional. I'm like, oh yeah, you know. He's like, oh, good job, Danny, great fight. I'm like, oh yeah. But in my head, I'm like, get the fuck out of my locker room, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, same thing happened in my last fight. The one before, when I fought for the Global Legion title. I went to go give my respects to Dylan Kala, and when I went to him, you could tell him and his family were not having it. Right. Like, I went there, and I went to go say things, but you could tell, like, just the energy. They're looking at me like, get the fuck out of our locker room.
Right.
Yeah.
But they didn't, because you got to be respectful, you know what I mean? And I understood. As soon as I said what I had to say, I was like, okay, you know, let me go.
Right.
Let me go.
Yeah, you read the room.
Of course, you have to, man. Who wants to get celebrated as a fucking loser, man? Get the fuck out of here. Like, it just gets to a point where people are just becoming sensitive and babies in this, and not only in the sport, in the world, period.
Speaking of, I don't transition, I guess, speaking of losers, but what are your 2 cents on the Conor McGregor fight? And what do you think is next for him? What do you think of this whole new hashtag respectful Conor? Tell me everything.
You know, a lot of people talk about Conor got humbled by Khabib. I don't know. I don't know Conor personally. I don't know if he's going through a change or him being a father, being more and more family guy, or something is changing on him. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think one of the, because I had him win. I was going for him. I was like, okay, I think Conor's gonna win this. He's gonna win that rematch. I think stylistically, he's just a good matchup for Dustin. I think he's just been so. He's what, like, in 2 years he's had like 2 fights.
Yeah,
too much time off at this level, and I think that's what played a factor. And don't take nothing away from Dustin. He did his job.
Correct.
You know what I mean? He did his job. You know what I mean? Because
he's had some fucking wars.
Yeah, right. and so I think it's like, it is what it is, man. Like, you come into fight, both guys come into fight, and one is gonna walk out as a winner, man. And it is what it is. He played a game. He played his game right. He kicked the calf. took him down, had him thinking of the takedown as well. Did not shy away from boxing with him either. You know, Dustin did what he had to do. And I think like everybody I think what happens is like, it's kind of like what happened with Anderson Silva. When Anderson Silva lost to Chris Weidman, everybody wanted to make excuses for Anderson Silva. Oh, if he were not playing around like that, he would. But he played around like that with a lot of people, and he whooped their ass. So why are we making a big deal about this now? No, because he put his hands on, he was going like this, and he got hit. Yes, he does it to everybody else, and guess what? They lose. Now that he loses, no, wait to the rematch. What happened in the rematch? He broke his leg. You know what I mean? Even though it was an act, not even an accident. He checked
nasty
it.
break,
but he checked it. That's a check. That's a technique. It was
just
not like
landed in
it's
the
not like
fucking
exactly.
where it
No,
had to.
But this guy checked it. That's called checking a kick. So no, man. Like stop with excuses. People like to excuse for others. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't like that. I'm not about excuses.
Yeah, I don't know who. I mean, what is he gonna fight? Nick next?
Oh, I think there's two trilogies it could happen. Either Nate or Poirier again. Because they're the only two that has a 1-1. They're 1-1 right now. And let's be honest, the UFC is not trying to fucking go out there and give them a fight where it's going to be against a new upcoming guy or anything like that. No, they want to make money.
Correct.
You don't,
Right?
you don't
And
think
the
they'll give
money-
him Chandler?
Nah. I think money is going to be either a trilogy with Nate Diaz or a trilogy with Dustin Poirier.
But if you're Poirier, would
Because
you
you're
take that fight?
1-1. I think with Nate Diaz would have been cool if the Poirier wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, like.
But now
start
that
with
it's
Poirier.
happened with Poirier, I think everybody was gonna be like, "Oh, they're 1-1. Let's see who gets the third one." You know what I mean? And I think that's gonna and then people are gonna want to say, "What is he gonna do about that calf kick now? What is he gonna do?" You know what I mean? Like, let's see how he's gonna approach this next fight. You know what I mean? Let's see.
You think the calf kick is going to become a new staple in the UFC?
But not everybody could do it. So it's whoever knows how to kick and know how to do it. Because when I first started doing it, I was messing up my legs. My feet were getting banged. Like first round, I threw it wrong, boom, balloon in my foot.
So you can injure yourself throwing
Yes,
it wrong.
of course. If you throw it wrong, you're gonna hurt yourself. So you have to know how to throw it. You have to feel comfortable throwing it. Not everybody feels comfortable throwing a calf kick. So yeah, it's a new weapon. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things that, like I remember when Edson Barboza knocked out. Can't remember his name, but it was a spinning heel kick, and now everybody's spinning heel kicks. You know what I'm trying to say? The Superman punch, like I said, it was popular, and then everybody knows how to do it now. Spinning back fist, everybody knows how to do it now. Is now when you make the choice to do it, it's like not everybody's gonna do it. You know what I mean? As much as you wanna go out, not if you notice it to this day, there's a lot of people. Not everybody kicks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Khabib is one of the best in the world. He doesn't kick. He's probably the pound for pound best guy right now. He doesn't kick. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. So it all depends of who wants to pick it up and who wants to learn it and who's gonna really be able to use it.
It's just all the craze right
There's
now.
a technique to it. That's what I'm trying to say. Not everybody's gonna be able to do it. Not everybody's gonna feel comfortable doing it. It's all about you. It's all about you.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing. It's got to fit in with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Danny, what brought you to MMA Masters, and furthermore, what has led you to stay there and be loyal throughout all these years?
well, it had of course, my coaches have always been there for me. They always believed in me. They never gave me a reason to leave. They never made me feel uncomfortable in my gym. That's like my second home. But I was brought in like that in this world. You know what I mean? This is who I am. It's not about just what they do for me or anything. This is who I am. I'm a loyal friend. I'm a loyal, brother, son, uncle, whatever. I'm a loyal person. Like, you show me love, I show you love. You don't show me love, then, F you. They didn't want to really say the real word. I've been using it too much already. I just came from some yoga class. It was all
Zen.
about
Very
peace.
zen, yeah,
It was
for
all
sure.
like Tai
Usa.
Chi in it. You know what I mean? I was
He's
very-
zen as fuck right
yeah,
now.
Yeah,
he's
he's
so
super
zen right
zen.
now. He's knocking out.
Bro.
We were driving and some guy got on the way and he actually was about to say something. He's like, nah, we just came out of class.
Let me realign my chakras, baby.
Yeah. my chakras, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Danny, talk to us about your first UFC fight. What was were there any long
I wanted to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Because not only was my coaches, I always want to say my teammates means a lot to me. My teammates are one of the main, not my coaches, of course, like I said, but my teammates is, because I come from different eras in my gym. And it's hard to adapt to new guys coming in. It's hard to adapt to like me becoming the oldest one in the gym too. You know what I mean? And seeing my main training partner, my brothers, leave or retire, or because I was a young buck. Everybody was actually older than me. I was always like the young one in the group. So my teammates play a big part in my students. I'll call them teammates as well too right now, because they're really my main training partners right now too, even for this fight. So my teammates, students, whatever, like they play a big part of why I stayed there. Not only just my coaches, my teammates play a big part.
And you've seen some of them, come through the Midnight in Miami studios, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Rick, shout out Al, Alex, Justin. We've had Kev, we've had a bang of people from MMA Masters.
Hell yeah.
What post UFC debut, were there any long standing injuries that you had from the debut? What was the experience like after you actually were able to have it? Like there's a lot of things that most people don't even think about, the minutia things, the little details, Dana coming up to you, hey, good fight, little shit that you don't see on the cameras.
I had an extra deposit in my account.
Hey!
Shit, boy.
It was cool, you know what I mean? Like it was like probably like weeks after what I was agreed to, fight.
Dana Claus, baby, Dana Claus.
I remember checking my account and I thought I had a certain amount, and then when I checked it, I was like, "Whoa, where did this money come from?"
Okay.
So I went to the bank, I checked out the statements, and it said Sufa LLC, and I'm like, "Oh." Thank you,
Hey.
What an honorable guy, though. He went to the bank. He's like, yo, there's extra money in here.
He's
Let's
like,
see what's going
I
on
wasn't
here.
gonna say anything.
Okay.
I just wanted to know where it's coming from. I don't know where it's coming from.
Oh, shit.
I want to know.
yeah.
It's just it's curiosity, and yeah, it was cool. I had a little injury after the fight. What happened is like TJ kicked me right above the knee, like right under the knee, and it hurt a little bit. My I don't know what it was. What kind of bone is it? But when I went to the doctor, I just had a little hairline fracture that only took like a few weeks to heal. But those few weeks, since I had to wait because in 1 month, I went ham eating. I was going crazy eating. I went up to 190. It was crazy. I've never been that big before. Yeah.
Hey, meet me at 250. That's good.
I'll never forget because Justin had invited me to go eat tacos at his house. He was making tacos to celebrate. And I remember I was like 185, 186 without eating yet. And I was like, and then we had cake and everything. And I know I hate 190. I know. But then it was only for like a brief time. Then I went down to like 180. And at one point, like my feet were swollen. You couldn't see my toes. You couldn't see between my toes. They were fat. You know what I mean? My feet were fat. And I could feel it on myself. I'm like, bro, I feel big. You know what I mean? And then, to be very honest, which is weird, but I guess, like I said, it was a blessing. When I caught COVID, I lost a lot of weight. I lost like 10 pounds right there. So I went back down to
the fever and shit.
Yeah. No, I didn't catch any of that, but I just couldn't eat the same. I lost my sense of taste and smell. And I was having a lot of diarrhea, so...
That's that weight loss virus
Weight
loss virus.
But that's what it helped me to kind of like go back down. Because normally it's happened to me before where I fight, then I go for like a week and I just eat a lot. I'm overeating. I'm overeating to a point where I was having heartburns while I'm sleeping, and one of them made me throw up. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
And I was like, oh, and I had to run to the bathroom and throw up, and it was just like so much. You force food in. It's crazy. It's dumb, but it just, but you just don't care. Like you don't care. You're just like, okay, you're full, and then they bring a cheesecake. You're like, all right, let me get a piece. And after you get the piece, you look at the bowl of cereal, and like, let me just get a bowl of cereal. You know what I mean? And you just eat like crazy. And I'll go up to like the most I was going up. I'll go to like 70 something, 79, and then it stops. And you're going to the gym to train again, and then you just go back down again to where you regular walk around, probably a little heavier, but that's it. But 2 weight cuts in 1 month, I think it really hurt me. Where I really like, I feel like I ate almost like I normally do after fights, but my weight went up so much. I've never been that big. 190, that's crazy.
Damn.
And it was not 190. Like I didn't have the weight down. Like you could tell I'm just like swole. Like I'm getting like. You know, it was just weird.
Looking like Rafa out here, bro.
But then I feel good, you know what I mean? Like after the COVID, I got back to like 170, 175, and then that's it. Then I got into training camp because I took the fight in November. And then, yeah, the COVID was going away. I was going back to the gym, and then my weight is back to normal. Right now, I'm working on 163.
So that's usually your walk around, between 160 and
165, 67. Okay. But right now I'm 63 because I'm slimming down a little bit more.
It's coming up, yeah.
Yeah, and by next week I should already be in my 60s to 58. And then the weight cut starts from there. Like the real weight cut, the week from Monday to Friday is when the real cut.
Are you doing your actual weight? So you guys are fighting in the Apex?
Yes.
So you're doing your actual weight cut in Vegas?
Yes.
And are you? How does that affect your weight cut? Are you more comfortable? Are you uncomfortable having to do your weight cut? Out of the state. Who are you gonna have with you? How's that gonna work? Are you taking a portable sauna? Do they provide that?
They provide it for you. And the thing that I don't like it because I do my weight cuts differently. I like to use a jacuzzi, like a hot jacuzzi. I like to walk around the water and like I get distracted and I'm still dropping the weight. When I'm in a sauna, I have to stay still. I don't like staying still when I'm cutting weight. I start getting edgy. I start getting bothered. You know, I start bitching at Justin all the time. You know what I mean?
He's told us a couple things.
Yeah. And like, it's because I just get edgy. And the thing is, like, I don't have control of the time. And I'll be telling him, like, oh, how much time I got left? Oh, soon. I'm like, no, that's not time. Tell me the time, you know?
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
You got to drop some Attack on Titan in the back.
Yeah, for real.
So what happens is, like, I do a lot of and I like to play soccer on a Wednesday, which is 2 days before the weight cut. And here in Miami, we have a lot of humidity, and it helps me to sweat a lot. Over there in Vegas, it's a little dry. It's hot, but it's dry, and it's just different. So I couldn't do that kind of type of weight cut, so I had to literally use my legs and go run in the parking lot. And the problem with running in the parking lot is, like, the air over there. I do one lap and my throat is dry already, and it's just different. It's just a different way of cutting weight over there, but I still did it. It was still hot enough to make me sweat, and I just hope that the portable sauna they give me this time is a little bit more hotter. It didn't let me sweat that much.
How strict is the COVID-19 protocol? Are you? Because I know in Abu Dhabi, Fight Island, Poirier was talking about he can barely leave his hotel room. He goes to the gym inside the hotel and back to the room. What's it like for you guys?
No, same thing. I'll be honest, like, the UFC does an amazing job of keeping their fighters safe. You know, so when I go on Tuesday, I'm gonna be quarantined until Wednesday until the test comes back clean. Once the test come back clean, there's only two places I could go. I could go to the Whole Foods, which they have a bus shuttle that takes us over there and waits for us to come out of the Whole Foods and takes us back. Or we could go to the PI. PI is something institute.
The Fighters Institute or
PI with the P. Physical
Institute, I guess.
Okay. No, Performance Institute.
Yeah, Performance Institute.
Like Physical Institute. Hey, Performance Institute. I was thinking the same word.
Some X-Men shit, right there, bro.
And over there, you could do a little weight cut. It's a little warm, and you could do the weight cut. But there they have a person to give you massages, and you have the bags and you have the cage that's very similar to the Apex one. So you have to like make an appointment to it. Like you have to,
right?
Because everybody wants to use it on their own private time, you know. So you have to make an appointment to it. You go there and you use it. And the whole time most of the time, man, I don't like to disobey the rules. I saw this guy that recently disobeyed the rules and got kicked out.
But like,
UFC, you was working your ass.
Got kicked out of the UFC, not just that fight.
Shit, not just the fight. Now?
Yeah.
There was some guy he had,
and he was good, and he had a nice highlight. He knocked somebody out, and then like bringing one of his friends into the room
into the bubble.
You don't do that, and then what happened? You think they're stupid? Like they're not stupid. UFC is not stupid.
He gave them somebody else's like pass to walk in, and then. But I think because they were talking about he brought a package. They were talking about a package a lot. I feel like he sneaked in weed or some shit.
I don't know. Well, you're still gonna get tested. You get tested,
but you saw that. Remember they said that.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was before or after they just said that. I don't know. But regardless, like no matter what,
stupid.
You think my boy and weed is gonna be the reason why I'm gonna fucking get kicked out of UFC after so many years of me working my ass off to be here? Like, nah, man, it's stupid. I don't disobey the rules. I follow the rules. I follow the rules because who the fuck am I to come over here trying to bend those rules?
Right.
You know, so no, they do an amazing job to keep fighters safe. The first week, like I said, the first day that you're there quarantined, they have a security guy downstairs because that's the only way to exit this place is with through those doors. And they see your because you have different colors, wristbands, and they're gonna see which one are you. You know what I mean? And they don't let you. You have to Uber eat everything, and they send it to the front desk, and the front desk person leaves it right by the door, and you pick it up. You know what I mean?
Oh wow!
And then after that, like I said, the only place you could go is there, and I'll just be in the parking lot running around, and that's as far as I could go. And I'm not trying to go anywhere. Anyways, I'm cutting weight. I don't feel good. I'm not trying to walk around Vegas and chill. Like that's stupid. That's immature. You know what I mean? Like what I'm trying to do is focus on my fight because this is a fight, man. This is a fight game. This is a hurt business.
Does it? What effect, if any, does a smaller octagon have? Given the fact that the apex is
a little smaller.
Yeah, it's a little bit smaller. I don't know the exact measurements of how smaller it is, but it's a decent amount smaller. Does it play a role at all, or
is it something you feel?
Yeah, well, a person like me that likes to use footwork a lot, yes, it does just a little bit, but not a big deal. I fought in smaller cages than that in the local events.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So, and if you, I didn't do amateur MMA, but I see these amateur cages sometimes, and I'm like, damn, they really want you to throw down right from the beginning. You know what I mean? They don't want you to step back once.
That's mud wrestling right there, bro.
You step back twice. You step back once, and you're touching the cage already. So,
God,
yeah, but it's not that small. Like I felt like I had enough space just during the whole fight. Like I felt like I was able to move right. So, but a little bit bigger would be better because I'll have more space to run around, to move around, to have my space. Because I'm the kind of guy that I don't stay still just to bang and brawl. That's not my style. So.
What do you expect to be different this second time around? I mean, obviously, clearly, everybody knows you had a fantastic debut. But now that you got those initial, what are those? You know, the butterflies out of the way. You know, what do you expect now to be replaced with that? To replace that with now that you kind of know what's going down.
Well, this is a bigger fight than my last fight. You know, the first one was an introduction to the UFC. Now it's like, now let's see what you're all about.
All right.
I mean, and the difference is that now I had a camp. I had a camp for it. I've been waiting for this fight since November. I signed November 20th, and I'm fighting February 20th. It's 3 months. No excuse. You know what I mean? Like, my performance has to be better. You know what I mean? Like, I had to only... Now, don't get me wrong. Like, the other fight, my debut, I had previously fought. Like, I fought like 2 weeks and a half before. No, 3 weeks and a half before I debuted on Global Legion for the title on July 18th. So I beat him in the first round within 2 minutes. So I felt like I was already in. I didn't get beat up. I didn't waste so much energy. I felt like
you were so
I
in that
still
camp
had
mindset.
a lot of that shape left to go into that debut. So I just feel like this one is just, people saw me a little tired in the third round. I don't think I'll get tired in this third round. If it gets to a third round.
That's what I'm talking about.
Motherfucker.
That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm talking about. Every single week we have two segments. You know what I'm talking about. And one of those is the movie review of the week. You know what I'm talking about. And every single week we ask our guests, whomever that may be, to tell us a recommendation for a film, a TV show, any sort of media that they constantly watch, that they have to constantly refer. I have a feeling I know what this is going to be. That they constantly refer back to, especially, maybe during fight week. Maybe you want to get your mind off of some shit. You just want to drift away vibe. What is something that you would recommend to our listeners?
And you can't say Real Madrid highlights.
Oh, no. I'm talking about good stuff. Yeah.
That's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. Look, man, to be honest, like ever since I got into UFC and all that stuff, I've been training a lot in the mornings, and I've been training my guys in the afternoon. So I haven't had that much time to spend on. I've been spending a lot of time on my phone, probably on Instagram and stuff like that. I haven't really spending that much time on like watching movies and stuff like that. But there's some movie I recommend.
I thought you were gonna talk. I mean, I don't want to.
There's a movie I recommend. It was a little bit of a mind twisting movie. What's it called? Tenet.
That's the one that just come out, right?
It was recommended by Michelle.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
shout out Michelle.
Yes, Michelle recommended me that movie. She actually gave me tickets for it, free tickets, and I went to go watch it. And then I watched it again with my brother for his birthday. We went to go watch it, and I remember he left like, "Whoa, this movie's crazy." You know, it's one of those crazy movies, one of those Inception movies.
Okay,
Oh, I'm
okay.
super in.
It's the director from Inception.
Oh, for real?
What's the name of the director?
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, you go. Him.
Yeah.
Damn.
Christopher Nolan. Then
That's
Tenet.
Interstellar, baby.
Yeah.
Dang.
gotta
So
learn that
Tenet
shit.
was really good.
Yeah.
It was the last movie I saw, but at the same time, it was a very good movie.
How many
Not
stars?
because it was the last one. It's because it was a great
That's
movie.
the one with Twilight in it, right?
Yes,
I think
actually,
he
I
come
don't
out
really
as a
like
dude?
that guy,
I think he
but
come
man,
out
he
as a-
did a pretty
Pattinson?
good role. He did a pretty good role. I liked him in that movie.
Yeah?
You know what I mean?
That's
I mean, I like him on Batman.
That's
but I
Batman
like-
to you.
Oh, come on, man. And
Wait,
I'll
did it come
say-
out already?
Hashtag not my Batman.
Yeah, no.
Wait, it came out already?
Batman?
What,
No,
Tenet?
I don't think.
Batman.
No, Batman not yet.
Oh, okay.
And
He could be good. You never know. Give him a shot. Damn.
No, I'll give him. I'll give him a
I'll
shot.
watch it.
I just don't think. Look, I could have my prediction, and I could be wrong. I could always be wrong. There's nothing wrong with being
He just
wrong.
doesn't
and then
look
I'll
like a
accept,
Batman
and then
to
I'll
me.
accept I was wrong. You know what I mean?
True.
And you have to watch season 4 Attack on Titan, man.
I was about to say. I was like, I knew he's gonna
Man,
say Attack on
season
Titan.
you
Gang.
know what I'm talking about, man. That last season is so fire. I can't wait after this. I'm going straight to watch my episode. Man, I know it's my
He's like,
niece's
wrap this shit up, boys.
it's my
I got
niece's
season 4.
birth-
Fuck a
it's
Super
the
Bowl.
Super Bowl is my niece's 6-month birthday, but I'm watching the episode first. No, man, it's sick, man.
Is it the best anime you've seen?
Yes. I've seen a lot of animes.
I can
and
tell.
I love Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is always going to be number
I'm glad
one
you brought
because
that
I
up because
grew
you
up
broke
with
my
it.
heart a little bit.
No. Dragon Ball Z is always going to be number one because I grew up with it. I've been into right now, there's 2 other ones I'm watching. Black Clover, I think is cool. I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen, I think it's
I feel
cool.
like those are the two that.
Bro, y'all sleeping on some Sailor Moon, bro.
This is what to say.
Hell yeah. Por el poder.
And I watched another one. It was called something. It was I can't remember the name because it was a long name, but it was about some zombies and a train. What happened?
Demon Slayer?
No. People tell me about Demon Slayer.
Isn't that the
People
one that
tell me
just?
about
I
Dr.
think I
Stone.
saw it on Netflix.
People talking about Dr. Stone too. So I'm gonna start watching them later. But I'm talking about Carbonero. No, not Carbonero. That's
I
not
heard
sure.
the Carbonara effect.
No. I can't really remember it, but Attack on Titan right now. I'm telling you, if they were to make that show like a real show, it's almost like Game of Thrones in a way. Not similar, but I'm just saying like it has that Game of Thrones thing. You know
I heard.
what
I heard. Afro Samurai is also fire.
Oh no, but that's old school, and there's nothing new about it.
I think I did see.
No,
stories of
Afro Samurai is dope. I liked it, but it's just nothing new.
That's the
you
one
know
with.
what
I mean, he's got the afro and he's going out there.
Yeah, no,
He
I
was
like
RZA
Afro. I
vibes.
watched all the movies and the little bit of episode from. I think it was just movies or show. There was a show too.
I think it was a show.
I
There was a
remember
show too.
seeing episodes.
No, I seen Afro Samurai, and it's cool. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of cool anime shows. You know what I mean? But the one that's like I said, I'm watching. Look, I even know the schedules. Tuesday is Black Clover. Friday is Jujutsu Kaisen. But Sundays, just like Game of Thrones, is Attack on Titan final
Listen,
season.
I gotta train people. I gotta do training myself.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, you touch my Sundays, bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna fucking
like-
throw down.
Yeah. I don't miss, man.
We don't do PTs on Sunday,
Yeah,
bro.
no, hell no. I don't miss my shows, man. I don't miss my shows, man.
That's a damn fact. And how many? I mean, there's a couple of ones that we named here, but Attack on Titan. How many stars? And the one previously, the movie Tenet. How many stars would you give Tenet, and how many stars would you give Attack on Titan?
Attack on Titan 5. If you could give more, you give him more. You know? And Tenet, I'll give it a 4.5. Because the reason I give it a half is because I feel like there were just a few actors there that didn't do the role as good as I did. No, a few. You know what I mean? Like not the main actor, the supporting cast. If I'm not wrong, there was just 1 or 2 that I was like, you're okay. You know what I mean?
Damn.
But the whole thing. No. There's a reason why I went twice to the movie theater to see it. Not only because I need to figure it out again, what the hell was going on. It threw me off. But no, yeah. I guess I got Attack on Titan too much. You know what I mean? I just gave him 5, and I don't want to.
It's a 4.5 because it's not Attack on Titan.
Exactly, that's what it is.
You briefly mentioned predictions, and I gotta ask, Mystic Colombian Warrior, what's your prediction for your next bout, for your next fight? As far as how long is it gonna last? What round? How?
First round knockout.
Gang!
First round knockout.
God damn, that's what I'm talking about.
That's big dick energy.
That's
right
big dick energy.
Big dick energy.
Hey,
that's right.
First round knockout. First round knockout. He's like, hey, that's right, Angelina Castro. What's good, yo? You know? Damn, first round knockout. That's what I like to hear. Have you decided, if you want to let me know, or if you want to, let the viewers have a surprise, what your walkout song is going to be?
Yo, that's been the hardest thing going into this fight, because I always know what song I like. I always know, and I feel it. You know what I mean? I feel
the theme song for Attack on Titan, baby.
No. Even though, you know what? The first time I ever heard the theme song, I was a little like, okay, it's so different from the other ones, But it grew on me. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, this theme song is dope. But no, I'm not gonna come out to that. To be honest, there's one song that has been like on my head a lot, and I always come out to hip hop. But this is probably the first time I ever come out to rock. I was thinking about Metallica.
Okay.
The One.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh, I feel that.
I really like The One a lot. I like the way it starts. I just don't, for some reason, I'm not feeling the drums for going into this fight. I don't feel the boom, boom, boom. I feel more like the guitar. I feel the guitar.
Bro, come out to música popular, dude.
Yeah, I
Some rancheras in there.
You know what I'm saying? Come out to Dakiti and
Hell yeah.
No, chill. No, The One, it is just, remember I come from that, I'm a 90s baby, you know what I mean? So, rock was something I grew up with a lot in Colombia. Metallica, Korn, Bon Jovi, name it.
Korn and Bon Jovi. I've never heard
Korn
them in the
and
same
Bon Jovi,
sentence.
damn.
Yeah. Like
That'd be a mashup,
they were the ones out there before
For sure.
hip hop, reggaeton, and everything came out. It was rock and Metallica and Marley Manson. You know what I mean? I used to listen to Marley Manson. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Yeah, he was crazy, but man, like I like his
made music,
music.
dude.
You know what I mean? Now I cannot come out to him. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. I could listen to him, but I can't come out to him. I just doesn't.
Unless you're wearing like leather,
Yeah, I paint my face and and
Like
I took 2 ribs off.
You paint your eyelashes.
Take 2 ribs off to suck your own dick,
exactly.
That's dedication, baby, right there. That's dedication.
It's a real
That's
fan.
dedication.
But nah, man, like I'm feeling Metallica.
You feeling Metallica?
I'm feeling Metallica.
Hell yeah.
So actually, yesterday, going to the PFL to the fights, I was listening to Metallica, and it's either that one or The Unforgiven. It's The One or Unforgiven. The Unforgiven. There's the 2 ones that I always like. My interest is always I cannot just come out to an entrance where it starts right away like boom, 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 boom. Like
Right.
It needs
Shout out DMX.
It's gotta grow.
It needs to grow. It needs to build. I like the building to it. I like when it starts a little slow and then boom. And The One does that, especially with the guitar. It starts a little slow. I like Nothing Else Matters as well, but it just takes a little too long. By the time I'm in the cage is when it starts, it drops.
Right.
So
Do you get to make your own sample, or do you
Like,
I
do
want this song and they just
Yeah,
play
do
it?
they just grab the song and start it from the top?
I always just tell them the song and they do
Okay.
it. Even in the local events, I never told them, start it from here or do this. I don't know if I could do that. If I had the chance to tell them, I'll tell them like in the song, like The One, it starts with a little bit of a guns and like but very slow, like something's going on, and then the beat starts. Take away that gun part. So because the thing is that the walkout from the entrance to the cage is only like a 10-second to 15-second walkout. You know what I mean? It depends how slow I want to walk or something, Right. And then you take off your clothes, you go, they put the Vaseline in your face. You already had to say, you give your hugs to your corners and everything, and they're gonna put the Vaseline on you and the referee, and then you go inside the cage. I need the beat to already drop by then.
Yeah, when you're getting the Vaseline and everything.
Yeah, right before that, you know what I mean? And there's another song that I do like, but for some reason I like it when I'm running and training, but I don't know if I'll come out to it. My boy came out to it, Lazar. Shout out to my boy Lazar, because he is right now the champion of 145 and a Global Legion. The one I vacant.
Hell yeah. Shout out Lazar.
I vacant the belt, and he fought for it. And he had an amazing fight. Actually, I was commentating in that event.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Hell
So he came out to
Watch out, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, bro, for real.
He came
Trying
out
to take
to-
my job, bro? It was good.
He came out to Zinnerman, and it's like it's an old school song. I think it's like it's a black lady. That sings
Okay,
it.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
called Zinnerman, and I really like that song. But I just don't see myself coming out to it. Probably another time, but like right now, I'm really feeling Metallica.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Roll with it, bro.
Roll
That's
with it.
fucking awesome. I like that.
Hell yeah. Danny, as now you've stepped onto a new platform, you stepped onto a new level now being a UFC fighter. When you go to promotions such as PFL as you did last night, do you kind of have the foresight to be able to look at somebody that's fighting and be like, all right, that kid's got it, that kid's going the distance, or that kid's got 2 more fights in him, and then it's just like a hobby for him?
You know, not really. I could see when someone has talent, but I cannot see if.
Yeah, when there's potential there.
Yeah, but I cannot see it like, oh, he's gonna be out or he's gonna lose. I've been proven wrong before many times. Where, like I said yesterday, I saw this guy that had beat one of my previous friends, a student too. He lost to this guy, and this guy fought this other guy yesterday, and he looked like so out of shape. He looked like he was no athlete whatsoever, and he beat him. You know what I mean? I actually thought he was gonna get murdered, and I saw him in the locker room. And I was like, I saw him doing mitts, and I'm like, oh, boy, it's a long night for this guy. And it wasn't. The guy went out there and won. So I've been proven wrong a lot of times. You know what I mean? I've been proven a lot wrong. I'm not going to be out here, come out here and act like I'm always right and I'm always going to know what's up. I know talent, but I seen talent lose. You know what I mean? So it don't matter if I see talent. At the end of the day, it's a mind game too. So I seen a lot of talent crumble under pressure, crumble under bright lights, now I could tell more if you got it and you're not if I know you more personally.
Right.
If I don't know you personally, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know if you're gonna be one of those guys that really is taking it serious or is not. But I could tell talent. That's what I could tell. I could tell him like, oh, this guy looks talented. He looks talented. But I don't know if he's gonna be serious with it or all that stuff. I gotta know you personally, for me to really could tell. You know what I mean? I can't tell just by watching it, but I could tell just talent. You know what I mean?
How long do you think a fighter needs to experience the amateur circuit before they can go pro?
I think, like, look, I'll be honest, and I'm gonna say it right now, man. I think, like, in the amateur level, I think people should just do 3 fights amateur. You know, I feel like when you go too much amateur, I just think, first of all, I think the amateur was brought out to people to make money. You know what I mean? For promotion to make money. Now, it's crazy for me to say because sometimes I do feel that some people do need experience before going pro, but some guys don't. My guys don't. My guys are ready to go pro. They were ready to go pro before. They had the talent to go pro. But it's good they get the experience, but like, for example, there's a new rule that's about to being passed that they're going to allow guys to elbow each other. I'm like, no, I will not allow my guys to do elbows, even if it's for them to do it. Because you don't pay these guys for them to go out there
It's way
and
too
get
much damage.
It's too much damage for not getting paid, and it doesn't even count in your record. Like, if you, let's say you did win, but you got gashed up and it doesn't even go in your record. So that's not right. You know what I mean? It's just the boxing commission or whoever's running this thing is just because they know that promoters are making money off of this. You know what I mean? You don't pay these guys. You know what I mean? So I think people should just do 3 to 5. I never did amateur. You know what I mean? I did amateur kickboxing, but I never did amateur MMA. Back in the days, we used to look at you as like a pussy if you did amateur. We went straight pros. You know what I mean? And I just think people should just, focus on training. Get like a few, 3, and just go pro. Just go pro. Don't go 7, 8, 9 fights. You're still getting damaged, man. You still could get knocked out. You don't think that these things can happen in an amateur level. You know what I mean? These things could happen. I've seen nasty knuckles in the amateur level, and you're not even pro yet. You know what I mean? When you go pro, you're going 2 more minutes. Now there's more rules, no shin guards, elbows are happening. Come on, man. Like,
Elbows is wild.
Yeah,
Elbows is insane.
So I just think like they shouldn't. I think people shouldn't do so much amateur. I think if the rule is 5, do 5. I let Justin do 7 because it was titles on the line and like I'm kind of like I said, like I just feel like they wanted to be busy.
Right.
You know what I mean? They like fighting. My guys like fighting, man.
Yeah, you
And
don't just
I didn't
wanna
want
be
to hold them
training.
back either. And they're training. They want to fight. The fight was offered. I'm like, fuck it. But there's a reason why Justin hasn't fought the whole 2020. Not only because of the quarantine and we couldn't get him a fight, but he wanted to go pro already. And I'm like, I was with it. Because, yeah, man, let's make this count already. You know
Are
what
they
I
all
mean?
there? Are your students, are they at that level already?
Yes. Now, Justin and Rich are going to fight. I mean, Justin and Richard. Alex and Rich are still going to fight on, and Kevin too, I think on April.
Okay.
And it's just for him to feel a little bit more comfortable. But I think like it gets to a point where, yeah, you need to get paid for what you're doing. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you're going to be facing the same guys that are just going from amateur to pro. It's like you're still gonna probably see the same level, but just now you're not doing it in the amateur scene, you're doing the pro scene. But like I said, amateur started like in 2011. I didn't do that became a rule in 2011. It was not around in 2010. You know what I mean? And under that. Now, like I said, it's crazy, but because I do believe there's some people who do need the experience a little bit. So I think 3 to 5 is fine. 3 to 5. If you don't want to, if you feel like this call has to be from the coach. The coach has to see it and be like, you know what? You don't even need to do an amateur. Let's just go pro. You know what I mean? But I think like 3 to 5 is fine. More than 5 is only if the guy just wants to keep staying busy and you just feel like, you know what? You got everything, but your jiu-jitsu is a little off. So while you get your jiu-jitsu ready and you still want to be busy fighting because you like the adrenaline, I'm all for it because I'm all for people that like to fight. When that's in your heart and that you have the soul of a fighter, I'll let you fight. I like that. I'm a big fan of people that like to fight. You know what I mean? I remember one time one of my students, Justin, my first fighter. I remember he had a problem with his shoulder. You know what I mean? He had like a tear on his shoulder, and he was getting like those shots.
Cortisone shots.
Yeah.
Exactly, to fix something there. And I was gonna pull him out of the fight, and he didn't want me to. And I was like, damn, but like, you know, this is a call I gotta make, you know what I mean? And I was like, but I felt like he wanted to fight so bad. I'm like, I couldn't say no to him, you know what I mean? So I let him fight, and he won his title like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I felt like
With
if I would
that
have made the call not to let him fight, that he never would experience winning the title, and you know, like,
Right.
And
Right.
sometimes it benefits him because it's like, yo, I still won a title, fought an undefeated guy who's the number one guy, is number one amateur in Florida, with a messed up shoulder.
Right.
That has to give you so much confidence, you know.
Damn.
Richard is a beast.
Right.
Richard his grappling has gotten so great, and he's so ready, you know, to go out there. I do want him to have a little bit more experience because I want him to get more comfortable standing up. You know, he's the one that deals with the big boys. He fights at 170. These are big boys now, you know. Alex is super talented. To me, Alex is one of the most talented guys I met. All my guys are talented, but you know, like everybody has their own
Right. Strengths.
Strengths, you know what I mean? I think Alex is very well rounded. Like I said, they're all well rounded, but he understands a lot about everything, and I think he's a great athlete. I think for 45, he's tall, lanky, big legs, you know what I mean? Young, he's smart. Now, the thing about him is like, the reason I want him to just do one more before we go pro on later this year is because he spazzes when he fights. You know what I mean? Him and Richard kind of like spaz a little bit when they
Right.
fight. Justin and Kevin are like, to me, Justin is the better fighter over in the sense of like
It's more composed.
more composed. He doesn't let the moment get to him. He just understands how
Oh,
to
so they
control.
get excited then.
Yeah, not only excited, but it could be excitement and nervousness and everything put together. You know what I mean? And you just want to go kill the guy so bad, but you need to know how to kill him. You know, you can just go and straight shoot him. You know what I mean? You gotta, you know, corner him, and then pop, take your shot. You know what I mean?
Like
That's
Deer
what-
Hunter, bro.
Yeah, that's what Justin does. Justin just is very paced. You know what I mean? And like I said, and one of the things I always do want to do is make sure that they're all well-rounded. And they're all well-rounded right now. You know, they all have their strengths. Like I said, like, Richard needs a little bit more stand-up. Justin, I'm trying to work a little bit more his wrestling defensively. And with Alex, we've been working a little bit more his jiu-jitsu, and we're working on him, like, pacing himself in a fight, not just go bananas in it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if he paces himself, he'll kill anybody. You know what I mean? And Kevin only fought with me once, so I'm still getting to know him more. I haven't known him yet. And I got Christy too. And
Hell yeah.
Christy-
Oh, Big shout out. She's also coming on the show. She does have an amazing performance.
But she's just like Alex. She goes for it too much.
But when she was wailing on this chick,
and be like,
when she was, you can see the footage, she was wailing on her, she was amazing.
She's like Alex in that sense too. She could go a little crazy, you know what I mean? So I have to she needs a little bit more time because you don't want to make these mistakes in the pro. But when I mean they're ready, I mean they're ready in the talent standpoint of view. I believe they're already talented enough to go pro. Now each one I gotta still fix certain things before, so I could make sure they're 100%. You know what I mean? We lose, it happens, but we were ready. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
And that's what I see in each one of them. Chrissy, we need a little bit more experience, so you could but I think Chrissy needs to 2-3 more fights and that's it. I don't need to go her 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No.
Right.
Alex, one more fight. He's showing me a lot more composure now, and I'm liking it. Justin has been ready, since last year. He's been ready. He's, to me, like I say, he's the most composed fighter I have. And he's very well-rounded. He has great jiu-jitsu. I hate he don't like to do he has great jiu-jitsu, but he don't like it. It is the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. He don't like jiu-jitsu, but he has great jiu-jitsu. It's great. He just likes to hit people. He likes to bang,
Gang shit.
Right, hell yeah.
And Richard, which it sucks that he didn't get to fight because I wanted him to expose his striking a little bit more because I know he was gonna do it in this fight.
Yeah.
He's been, I know he wanted to go out there and throw his head kicks and, throw his crosses, and he didn't get to. He had to do a grappling match, so And Kevin, I'm trying to work a little bit more his ground too, because Kevin he has his wrestling, his boxing is good. I got to work on his kicks and his jiu-jitsu too a little bit more. So I know what they all have, what they're all missing, and I'm just gonna work on them there. But they all got the talent to really go pro.
Why does this happen so often that people are pulling out of fights, especially in the amateur level? So often.
It's called.
Yeah.
You put him on the spot. You put him on the spot.
No. In reality, what it is one. In this year and last year is COVID. You gotta give COVID is the reason why a lot of
testing positive.
Yeah, testing positive and getting sick. And 2, this is what separates. This is what's separating the pros and the amateurs. The amateur is an experience. It's an experiment. I keep saying to people, man, amateurs are experiments. Half of amateurs don't even turn pro, and half of pros don't even reach double digits. You know what I mean? It happens. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of these amateurs, a lot of these guys, they flex 4 or 5 weeks before a fight. They post in their Instagram and in their Twitters and their Facebooks. But the closer you get to the fight, it's getting real.
Start losing sleep, boy.
Butterflies, and then you start getting too nervous. You need some Vagisil. You know what I mean? That's what's going on, man.
For a moment, I thought you were gonna be serious about it, and then you hit me with Vagisil, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
But it's
What's
the truth,
up, motherfuckers?
Man. It's the truth, bro. Man, it's
true.
Man,
you think that's what happened? I mean, and not naming any names, obviously, but do you think that's what happened to Richard's opponent?
I wouldn't say that.
It was last minute.
I would never. Yeah, I know, but I wouldn't. It's hard. I don't want to make assumptions because I
exactly.
don't
know. I got you.
But what I tell you from experience, from seeing people pull out, and I know deep down inside they were just scared. Yes, I seen it, but I'm not gonna specifically say him.
Right.
But I seen it in other situations. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, oh, you scared, man. It's fine, but we all scared.
Right.
You know what I'm walking into, man.
Right.
I don't just lose in the amateur level. You lose. Maybe a few people saw you lose. Whatever in a website they saw you.
People forget about it.
I find ESPN now.
Gang,
all
bro.
over the world, they're gonna see me. If I lose all over the world. Everybody's gonna see it.
Right.
And it's gonna and I got the flag. The flag is getting heavier, man. That Colombian flag is heavier because now everybody's looking at me. Everybody's putting that pressure, like, oh, we got Colombian Warrior in there, and I gotta represent. You know what I mean?
Hell
You think I don't get nervous? Of course I do. You know what I mean? Now I don't get nervous when I'm in there. I'm cold-hearted when I'm in there. I'm ready to kill. But I'm talking about days before, weeks before, because you feel excited, ready to kill him. But then you have the days that you're human and you're walking around. You're like, damn, I'm about to get into a cage with somebody, and the other guy just trying to kick your ass. And especially at this level, nobody's fucking around.
Right.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Almost at this level, everybody's getting the shit. Everybody's professional. Everybody already proved in local shows that you're good enough to fight at the big leagues, and that's where we at right now. You know, I don't fight no more 6-2 guys and 7-3s and no. This guy's 16-4. He has 20 fights. I got 14. You know what I mean? Everybody now is not. They don't have just 7-8 fights that I used to fight before when I was in the local shows. You know, now I'm fighting guys that have 20 fights. You know what I mean? My last fight, the guy was 13-7, 13-6. He had almost 20 fights. You know what I mean? So now I'm fighting guys that has so much experience. I used to have experience over people. Now I don't have it. I don't got experience over people. Now they have, sometimes some of them have experience over me.
And what effect is that? Is that motivational for you?
What?
The knowledge, the fact that you know that you're fighting people that have more experience. Is that motivational for you? That you're being matched up in the same level?
Yeah. Well, like it just it makes you feel dope.
Gang!
It makes you feel dope because I feel like, oh yeah, I
they know your worth.
This is my second fight in the UFC, and I'm fighting a top 30 guy. So it tells me a lot about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And a lot about your performance too.
But I think motivation comes with a lot of different things, like I said. You know, there's a lot of things that makes me get up on my bed in the morning and not make an excuse not to make it a training and just go and train my ass off and, you know, do a great diet. And like I said, today I had to go into yoga so I could kind of like, you know, release some stress and get my therapy going and waste all my money and everything I got. I waste all my money in my training camps. I waste a lot of money. I eat organic. I spend money, massages and all that stuff. I get sponsored too, don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But I throw all my chips in my fights. I'm all in with my chips in my fights. I don't hold back not even one chip. I make sure that I throw everything in so I could make sure I win this fight, man. This is a hard sport, man. People don't understand that, man. Because like it's not the same as like when you fight in school or when you're mad in the streets and you fight somebody like that, man. We all, it's different. You fight another professional guy and you go in there cold. Like I said, you don't have no beef with him for real. He didn't disrespect your mom. He didn't slap her right now. That you get high and you just don't care where, you just go.
Yeah, you just see red.
You black out. It's not like that. You know what I mean? You gotta be smart. You gotta go out there, be the smartest guy there, and perform. You know what I mean? And not let nothing get to you before that. And the biggest battle is before that, because you could have personal problems going on. You could have a lot of things happening that could distract you. You know what I mean? Relationships, death in the families. You could have friends distracting you, or jobs that remember, it's my second fight. I was in people. There's people that still work in their first fights, you know what I mean? Like, now, good, thank God, like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, all I did was dedicate, all I do is train. I don't work anymore. I do little privates. I make a little extra cash, but that's about it. I don't work anymore.
The man's all in. You know what I'm talking about? Danny, something that isn't spoken about too often when it comes to fighters, when it comes to MMA, when it comes to the UFC, is mental health and stigmas around it. Talk to me, especially, and the reason why I say this, in Argentina, there was recently, in the Argentine Soccer League, there was a player from Godoy Cruz, shout out El Morro, who actually, he was one of their most celebrated forward ever from that club, 30 years old, and he had committed suicide. And so everybody in Argentina is kind of like talking about that and talking about the stigma surrounding mental health. Does the UFC help in any capacity? Do they provide therapists, psychologists, anything? Do they help in any way, shape, or form with, kind of like you said, the nerves, the not being able to sleep nights before, and even sometimes with problems apart from the octagon, family shit, bullshit in general? What does the UFC do, if anything, to help with that?
To be honest, like if they do, I didn't know about it.
Gotcha.
I really don't know.
For sure.
I don't know if they have therapists or anything like that. If they told me, then I don't remember, because I don't remember ever being told that. I think the only reason, I believe, I don't know, like I said, probably that's why they allow weed again.
Okay.
Because probably they feel like people could be a little bit more calm with weed, or weed probably like chills them out a little bit more. Because like I said, it's a heavy sport, man. Like, you understand? Like, I was watching this video from Mel Robbins, and she talks about like our brains are designed to keep us away from danger at all costs. And I feel like that's why we have doubts when we go into a fight, because we're about to put ourselves in danger voluntarily.
Right.
So it's hard to fight those demons, and like you have men telling you, man, you go through a lot of like, is this gonna happen to me? Is this gonna happen to me? No, this can't happen. This can't happen, bro. I can't get knocked down for everybody. I think one of your biggest fears is get knocked down for everybody.
Is that what it is for most fighters?
I think fighters get very nervous to get knocked down in front of people. I thought it when I was younger. That was one of my biggest fears.
More than
I think now I don't care.
More than choking out, like passing out from choking out.
I think like getting knocked out, highlight cold and getting hurt and catching CT. 'Cause everybody talks about CT now, you know.
Right.
And I think that's one of the biggest fears because we don't want eventually to. Because you've seen stories, I'm not gonna talk about the people because I respect because they're friends from certain friends, and they're not my friends, but they're friends from certain friends that certain things has happened in these past months, even with MMA fighters, where things, you know, guys kind of like all of a sudden snapped and they did something that they don't expect them to, you know. And I think like sometimes we think like, oh damn, too many blows in the head, may you change, you know, and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So we get scared of that because we don't want to harm anybody. But if we don't control, we don't have control over it. That's just not me doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I think how can I say, like, that's why I train my ass off not to get hit. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's all I could do, bro. You know,
Yeah.
because at the end I already chose this career. That's it. That's all I could do. I gotta go out there and do what I gotta do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I can't be thinking of that. It's kind of like a chef being scared of getting burned.
Right.
You're never gonna cook right.
Or cutting himself with a knife.
Or cutting yourself with a knife. Like you can't be thinking of that so much to a point where you're not really cutting fast. You're probably slow. You're probably so aware. No, man, you gotta flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all you got to do is master the technique, and then you just got to take it out of
so,
your mind.
So I think like when it comes to mental health, it's real first of all. But I think at the same time, it depends the person that has a mental issue. You know, if you're the person that's very close-minded, doesn't want to socialize, like how you gonna get help? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's up to you. I just feel just be surrounded by great people. Don't be afraid of opening up and talk to at least someone. You don't have to tell the world your problems. I have a lot of problems. I don't tell the world my problems. But I tell my close friends. I talk to my students a lot. They're the ones that hear me out the most. I mean, because I trust them and I'm an open book to them, you know what I mean? And it feels good, you know what I mean? I think like when I was younger, I was very reserved. And as I got older, I realized that like, I don't give a shit about nobody's opinion, you know what I mean? And I didn't care about anything else no more. Like I live more happy now, you know what I mean? I feel like before I wasn't even as happy. I was like, yeah, I could smile everywhere all the time, you know what I mean? But
Right.
I feel like, you know, you holding grudges, you socialize with people that you don't like, but you don't want to like, you don't want people to hate you or, you know, everyone wants to be politically correct. You know what I mean? I can't stand that. I don't give a fuck now. I'm more like, do you like me or you don't? Simple as that. You know what I mean? Take it how it is. You know what I mean? And it gets to a point where I'm like I said, I have a very small circle of friends. I just know a lot of people.
Right. No.
Yeah,
I can totally
absolutely.
relate to that. Ladies and gentlemen, every single week we have two segments, and one of those is actually the quest for the truth. You know what I'm talking about? And in this segment, I pick a random, emphasis on the word random, card from this deck, and we ask the question to our guest.
Fucking random, this guy.
Yeah. But it's not as random. He's picking it. You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
yeah.
He should just go like this and go, whoop.
Random.
It's his fallacy. It's his fallacy.
The thing is,
Right? We were cold before and now we're hot.
I feel hot, bro. Fuck.
I do now.
That's why I'd rather that shit be cold. I'd rather deal with the cold, baby. I'd rather deal with the cold.
No, you're right. But I guess when we first got here, it was different.
It was all right. I mean, it was good. For me, it was nice.
No,
You
now
know, we
I'm
got a
like,
little
oh,
extra
sorry.
layers here, so
But
it
you
was
know, I'm
nice.
cutting weight, so fuck it. You know?
there you go.
We all need to cut weight a little
We're
bit.
cutting
Yeah,
weight
that's
with it.
facts, bro.
Ouch.
Facts.
On camera, he said he pointed that one out.
I've been at the gym every day of this week. He can attest to this.
Gang
All right,
shit.
ladies and gentlemen, if you could know when and how you are going to die, what do you want to know?
Yeah.
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 How and when?
Yeah, because especially the when, not the how.
Yeah, I would not want to know the how.
I don't want to know the how.
You can't have. I mean, it's either one or you either get both or you get none.
I don't like breaking the rules of life, but at the same, this is like a very tricky question because I don't want to break the rules of life. I don't like that. I like life to go how it goes. You know, I don't want to go get my palm read and all that stuff.
You don't do all that?
No, I've done it before because I was young and I was just curious. Like,
Was it real or bullshit?
Half and half.
Okay.
They said for a few things that I was like, whoa, you know, a few things I'm like, nah, bullshit. You know? But I think like the reason I said the when is because I guess you could make things happen before it happens. So like probably I had certain things in mind, and if I know it's literally next year, I could devote this whole year to do something. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
You know, but I'll say, you know what? I don't like breaking the rules of life. You know what I mean? I don't like breaking the rules of life. You know what I mean? I feel like there's just certain things that are not known, not good to know. It's kind of like saying, do you want to know what's after death? Do you really want to know what's after death?
No.
Because I feel like if you do, then you may take this life for granted. If you find out there's another life that is actually chilling after this, you know what I mean? Like, it's true, you know what I mean? Or, you know, because we don't know. I don't care what Bible you give me or what scientist says anything. I don't give a shit.
Right.
Let's be honest. Nobody knows, you know?
Right.
So, like I said, that was a very tricky question, man. I'll be honest. A very tricky question, but I'm going to go for the no. I'm going to go for the no. I said yes first because I was going to go only for one side.
Right.
But now you say both, I'm like, you know what? No, man. No, because I don't like breaking the rules of life, man. It's like saying like, no, man, I don't like breaking the rules of life, you know what I mean? There's certain things in life that just, it's what makes life, you know what I mean? The surprise and I'm not saying that's a great surprise, but I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm not saying that's a great surprise, but you just, because I in my head, this is the way I want to die. I want to die in my sleep, man. I don't want to get no car crash, burn, you know. I don't want none of that stuff, you know what I mean?
Right.
But if it happens, you know, you have to understand that in life, like, if something happens to me, for example, that may change something, you know what I mean? Like everything is kind of yours in the movie, The Butterfly
Effect, yeah.
100%. And I believe in that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I believe in that. I believe, like, the way things happen to you is because it affects other things in other people's lives and other people's world. You know what I mean? So
right.
And you know, I don't like breaking the rules of life, and I just prefer not messing with it. I think the rules of life are the rules of life, and just leave it alone. Just leave it alone because we're not gods. There's a God, but it's not us.
There you go, Emi.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna force both on me, then yeah, no, I'm good. Because knowing when for sure. Because I mean, maybe you use it as a motivation. Oh, I've got 20 years. Let's enjoy these 20 years of max. You know what you got. I have no interest in knowing how. Mm-hmm. No interest in knowing how. Because best case scenario says in your sleep. Worst case scenario says fucking after
torture,
a 20-year coma or
kidnap, torture.
If it says run over by a car, I'm never leaving my house again.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
exactly.
I feel like that would be a problem.
And
right?
every time you're driving or you're walking down the street, you're like,
right, exactly.
You know, like,
living with that fear would
you're not gonna live your life right.
Correct.
Because now you know every single time it's just something gonna happen. It's like
if there's a piece of paper, I'd be like, whoa, shit,
It's like the Final Destination.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
exactly.
Remember, you know, it's like Final Destination. Nah, you're not gonna enjoy life. You know what I mean? It's like
Juan Cruz, what do you want to know? If you would want to know
how
both,
and when.
Yeah, how and when you'd want to die.
I don't think I would want to know, bro.
That's too much fucking info.
Way too much. Just like how you said, if it's a car, what if it's something simpler like food poisoning?
Oh damn, bro! Let me drink this water. That's all
Don't
I'm
include
do.
food in this, bro.
Chino, where do you stand?
Nah, definitely not.
No one wants to know. Nah?
Nah, I feel like that takes away a lot of the things that you probably want to enjoy doing. I'll give an example, like that could easily happen in a fight. You know, I mean
That's true.
But
That's true.
Happen in a fight. What if you find out that happens and you just let go of doing what you actually want to do? You know, like
because you're scared.
Because like it's gonna happen. I just feel like life happens when it happens. Like it's meant to be for you. I just feel simple as that.
What if I tell you die having sex?
Then I double down, baby.
Oxymoron,
Then I guess we're going down tonight, boys. Nah, at that one I'd be like,
oh my god.
what was it? Back pages.
God damn.
That's the fucking way to go right there, dude.
That
That's
is the
fucking
way.
to go,
Damn.
You're right. Fuck going out in my sleep. Fuck going out in my sleep. Hell yeah.
I feel like that's a question asked by the great philosophers of our time, bro. Damn.
That is crazy, man.
What a
Like,
good
yeah.
fucking question. Damn.
That was a good question. Actually, that really made me think. Because at the beginning I was yes, but then I'm like it's kind of like rationally I wanted to say yes, but then I'm like really like deep down inside I'm like me say I'm like no, man.
Yeah,
that's
let things
just not
be.
the way I like the how you say the chips fall, the cards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The cards
yeah,
forward,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, exactly. So I just like to let that happen. It's kind of like just things that you don't want to force or no enforce or things. You let life happen. Is you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, because then
it's
you
like-
live your life trying to force things to
Yeah.
not happen regarding like how you're gonna die, you
Yeah.
know, or force things to happen because I got 50 years. Let's go fucking hard for 50 years. you know?
or find out God is not real. Like no,
Right?
man. Like I believe in one. So let me just even if it's a placebo effect, man. Let me just have it.
Hey, the placebo effect is real. Bro.
Yeah. So let
And-
me just have it. You know.
And this second parter is kind of just my own to add on to that. If they were to release some sort of pill, some sort of vaccine, you know what I'm saying, that made you live forever. As far as like you wouldn't die from age. Obviously, if you get run over by a car, you die, but you wouldn't die from natural purposes. Would you take it?
Do I get old? Oh, I stay this.
Yeah, like am I 200 years old?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
decrepit?
And I just don't die.
Like
Hell no.
you'll
That's
stay where
Like
you
I
look.
stay right
you'll-
now where I'm at.
no. You'll stay where you look like when you're like 75.
Nah, let me die.
75?
Nah, man. What kind of-
75 is the new
Por
30,
carajo.
bro.
Yeah, man. If you tell me that you stay like you're 25, like like 30, maybe.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
because then I know that eventually also, there is a way to go out. You know what
Exactly. Once I get bored,
I mean? Yeah, when I get bored, I'm like,
I'll
you
find
know,
some whore and fall
yeah,
and die
yeah,
that way.
yeah. Having sex. You know what I mean?
Gang shit.
That's the way.
Vegas, I'll see you soon.
But yeah, it's different now, man. Like I wouldn't take
75, bro.
75. Hell no. I don't want to be old and
Fuck
wrinkled
that.
and I just can't.
Damn.
First of all, getting old is one of my fears. So I want to live
shit.
in my fear. It's like
Yeah,
living
aging
living
like
through
that.
your fear through your whole life. Like
Because I feel like the average 75-year-old dude
I don't want to.
is
I
just
don't like
aged.
Yeah,
You know?
aging
yeah,
is one of my biggest fears. So not because I'm afraid of it. It's just like my whole life I've always been very active and I've always been an athlete and.
But bro, you're gonna be a grandpa with abs, bro. Like, who are we kidding over
bro,
here?
Can I jump a fence? Can I climb
Okay.
a tree?
Why do we need to
can
jump
I
fences,
sprint?
you know?
Can I run from the cops? Let's get it.
Okay, that's what it felt like it was going down. We opened with jump a fence, and we're like,
Like, what activities are you
the
doing?
fans, the right leaning fans of this podcast just alerts went off.
Yeah.
10 feet higher. The wall will be 10 feet higher now.
Nah, just playing. But nah, yeah, I don't want to be old and just live forever old. Like, nah, if you tell me young, yeah. But if you have a chance to, those, like, if you, like you said,
Yeah, furthest I'd go is like 40, 45.
nah, that's
Right.
too much. I
Too
want
much?
30, man.
Damn.
Prime time, man.
That's
What?
true.
time.
But there's
Wow.
like 40-year-olds where you're like, okay, we could
There's
get
some
there.
milfs. There's
I've got
some milfs.
100 years
Joel
to get
Romero,
there.
yeah. If I'm Joel Romero,
Joel Romero.
yeah, that's the only
Bro,
one, man.
Joel
That's the
Romero
only,
looking
that's the
good.
only 40-year-old that's still, man.
How old is GSP though?
40, that too,
yeah,
man.
GSP
Yeah,
is
yeah,
fucking-
yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Shout out
that's it.
GSP.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
But that's like
That's what
two
I'm saying,
human
40?
beings out of like
they're
7
specimens,
billion.
they're specimens.
Yeah, I mean 7 billion.
No, he wants to be like Brady. He wants to be like Brady.
Hey, like
Nah,
Brady.
boo, Brady.
What do you think of Alistair Overeem after last night?
Well, last night I haven't seen all the highlights. I know he lost. I haven't seen. I saw the Frank Yeager knockout. It was
God.
crazy. I saw a lot.
Was that the flying knee?
Yeah,
That was a wild fucking knee.
Yeah. So
insane.
I think he's in. What's his age?
He said this was his final run for the belt.
Like he's gonna try to keep fighting one more time.
This is his last run that he's trying to go for the belt. Like he's
But
after.
that was before the fight.
He's 40
It
on
was
the dot.
before
Oh, so he
fight.
just lost or?
Well, I don't
No.
know if the belt run is done. I mean,
Look,
I don't
yeah,
know.
man. I'll say something, man. It's hard for me to tell somebody to quit fighting because I get the passion.
Right.
When you got the passion, man, it's just hard to tell somebody to quit it. But
Shout
man,
out Anderson Silva.
your health is on the line.
Yeah.
Your health is on the line. If
Some
you,
people
and
age
if you have a
differently.
family, you have kids, you gotta think of them. You gotta think of them because you don't want to be like he accomplished so much, right? If you never accomplished anything, but you accomplished so much. You know what I mean? You did fight for the title. You didn't win it, but you fought for the title. You accomplished so much. So if I was you, you have enough money already. Yeah,
Right.
No, it's time. Go enjoy your life with your kids.
Yeah, he's 40,
Go
dude.
be,
I
go
thought he
be,
was
go
older.
be, go, go enjoy. So he probably does enjoy his life with his kids, and that's why he still feels like fighting. But your health is on the line, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And as a heavyweight, you get big blows. It's big blows.
Yeah, you want to be all there when you're
Yeah,
done.
man. You don't want to be 50 years old and then like you have what is it called, Alzheimer's?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Parkinson, all that stuff.
Parkinson. You know what I mean? You don't want to be that kind of guy. You know, like the rest of your life you live in a home in bed attached to a machine. Like that's not life. So as a guy like him, that he's already he's already at the end of his career. You know, just relax. Go bare knuckle.
Just relax.
Oh my God.
No,
that'd
just
be
play. No
insane.
bare knuckle. No. Just go, man.
Yeah.
You're good, no, bro. You
Look,
got.
I mean,
you
he
got
made a
the,
name. He
you
might not have
got
got a
your
belt, but-
name, respect. You're in the Hall of Fame, most for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You did it all.
Same
you
with Frankie
won
Edgar?
everywhere. You know what I
Same
mean?
with Frankie Edgar. Because I know he also wanted a shot at the belt.
I'll give Frankie Edgar one more chance.
Gang.
Just one more chance. Prove one more. See if he could win. Just give him one more chance.
Right.
This is only second time he's been knocked out. You know what I mean?
You're right.
He got knocked out by Brian Ortega, and he got knocked out in this one. Every other fight, he's
This was a
He's had
fucking
it-
brutal
he-
KO, though.
and don't get me wrong, he got beat up by Gray Maynard. He made those big comebacks on him. But the reason I say Frank Edgar, I'm okay with it because Frank Edgar seems to still be there. Like he doesn't look like he's off or anything like that. He doesn't stutter when he talks like. But he's what 37, 38. Nah, you know, man. You know what? He's accomplished a lot already.
He has. I mean, he was on. What season was it that
It's
he was?
hard to tell a person, and I admire real fighters, and those are real fighters. I admire real fighters. I'm a big fan. Even if I don't like you as a person, I will respect you as a fighter. I have
Right.
respect for a lot of fighters that I don't like. You know what I mean? But I respect them because when you have that dog in you, when you have that beast in you, I respect you all the way.
I respect anybody that gets inside the octagon.
No, and I just say, oh, octagon? Okay. I thought you said any cage, because not everybody gets in a cage. Because some people get into a cage with a fixed fight, and I don't like that.
In MMA?
Yes. You will go out there and fight a guy that's 2-14. Oh, of course you're gonna win.
Oh,
You could. If you beat up a guy that could lose to my neighbor, what's the point?
right.
You know what I mean? If I beat up a guy in a cage that will easily lose to my fucking neighbor that never trained in his life, come on, man, that's not a fight. I respect anybody that has a real fight.
Right.
If you have if you have a fair fight to your skill level, it's different. I mean, but I don't like fake.
Danny, before we start wrapping up, I kind of wanted to get your opinion on all these. For example, we were talking about it before the episode started. I believe it's Jake Paul versus Ben Askren. All these fights like these. I heard rumored Tyson versus
Oh, yeah. Tyson's going to fight...
Tyson versus
what's his name? Another one of the old,
the big
old legends.
one, the
Holyfield?
Holyfield.
Holyfield.
Oh, the one he bit in the ear.
Well, sorry.
Yeah.
The one he bit
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
ear.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't mind the Holyfield, but you know,
I
like
said they're older, bro.
they're older and they could hurt each other pretty bad because they both still got power. So
Do you think they
gotta
have an
be
agreement?
careful. And Paul, I will not give him any moment on my time right now to talk about a guy that's not a fighter. So let's don't talk
Gang.
about Paul.
Gang.
I think the Holyfield fight, I think last I read, it wasn't even like fully sanctioned.
Right.
I think they were just going to do like a charity event or something like that.
So do you think
Which
at that age,
I'm okay with that.
do you think they have
Well,
like
the
an
way it happened with
agreement?
Roy Jones Jr., it was more like a sparring session. It was more
Correct.
body shots than anything. So
Yeah, because they're trying to avoid the
it's
heads.
like a sparring session, lighter. But the thing is that, will Holyfield remember about that?
They're
ear?
friends. They're friends.
Yeah, but when you're, you know how many times I gone with my guy? Well, I'm friends with that. I love my teammates, but when we're sparring, there's times that we turn it up. We're men
go
at the end of the
10?
day. Testosterone kicks in. You know what I mean?
It's funny that he still got the flap.
Oh yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
You go 10. You go like all 10.
No 10, but like
No, 'cause
there's
then you start
o sea,
hurting people, right?
No, but just moments that boom, boom, and it gets a little intense. You know what I mean? So I couldn't imagine these two guys that have been at the highest level. They have history, And you never know if Holyfield remembers that moment and just goes there and boom. So that's different, man.
That is different.
He's probably gonna write in the clause, no hugging throughout the whole fight. Stay away from my fucking ears, dude.
Yeah. And the other guy, like I said, I want to talk about him. He's not a real fighter. I don't talk about guys. Like I said, I don't like fake.
Right.
All right. So let's don't talk about fake because this is a dope show.
Gang.
Gang shit.
Dope podcast, and we need to be fake. Fighters
That's
into
the
this
damn fact right there. That's a damn fact. Danny, besides the first round knockout, is there anything that you have planned or that you are seeking for post this fight, or are you solely focused on this fight right now?
Well, no, I know you have to know how to play the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I know after this fight, I gotta make some moves. Like me and my manager have like ideas.
There's a game plan.
There's a game plan after the fight. We get our hand raised, and we gotta go out there and push merchandise, and we gotta do business.
Yeah.
Business has to be happening, man. I'm 33 years old. You know what I mean? So I gotta milk these moments as much as I can.
Speaking of merch, where can they get merch? Is it for sale currently?
Not yet.
Okay.
I was just taking the pictures right now recently. We're getting everything together, but as soon as it comes out, guys, it will be in my Instagram, DWarrior875.
You see it on the screen.
So you will know my merchandise will come out. It should be coming out soon, right before the fight. I know we're trying to do this. We're trying to push it right before the fight.
Hell yeah.
And after the fight, I'm gonna go to Colombia. I'm gonna visit my family.
Nice.
That's my priority. But then after, we gotta do business.
How long has it been since you've been to Colombia?
20 years.
20 years.
That's fucking cool, bro.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Good,
cool. That's fucking cool. There you go.
So
You looking forward to
I'm
it?
going first personally. Then we gotta do business. Like I said, I gotta know how to play the game. You know what I mean? Like today's my niece's 6-month birthday. I don't know why they celebrate 6 months, but okay. You know what I mean? It's her 6-month birthday, and they were like, oh, you're gonna be here? I'm like, yeah, but I gotta do a podcast first. You know what I mean? And they're like, and I gotta do this, and I had an interview at 12 o'clock too. And I'm like, look, of course I'm gonna be there for because to me, family and everything is very important. It's the most important thing. I don't sell myself for money or for anything else. But I only have a little bit of a window, for me to make this happen for me. You know what I mean? I believe that I'm gonna be a star in the UFC, a champion. I'm gonna have a great legacy, and I'm gonna be the best. But I'm not gonna act like things can go wrong. These things go wrong sometimes.
You have to make them happen.
So I gotta make things happen. So I do think I'm like I said, I gotta know how to play the game. So I had to do this. I had to be here. But I'm still gonna be there. I'm just saying I couldn't be there earlier, like they wanted me to be there. So I'm gonna be there after. But I'm still gonna be there. But I have to do my thing. I have to do my job. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, yes, if you really care about your family, you gotta make some sacrifices. And sometimes your family is a sacrifice. Mm-hmm. They're the sacrifice. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't want to sacrifice their time, their moment, because you want to. I'm not sacrificing their time, their moment, because I'm clubbing or I'm going out, I'm chilling, or I'm over there doing stupid shit in the streets. No, I'm actually doing my job. This is my job. You know what I mean? And especially I work so long to be in this moment, to be right here, right now. So I got to use this moment, and I have to do as much as I can, man. You know what I mean? But I will never put them aside I will never put them as second.
Right. Right.
My family, my close friends, my close friends is my family. Like I said, I have a small circle. That circle comes first, then everything else. You know what I mean? But a birthday, I'm not gonna hurt nobody.
A 6-month birthday.
I'm not gonna hurt nobody. You know what I mean?
For real.
You know what I mean? But I wouldn't miss. I wouldn't miss. And if I was to for example, miss something because I have to really do something, I'll be FaceTiming or something. But I'm not gonna really miss it. Those memories are gonna be here.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's fucking beautiful right
Absolutely.
there. Are you looking forward to going to Colombia?
Here we are.
20 years.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy because I haven't been there so long. I bet you the country has changed a lot. I heard it's gotten a little worse. I heard there's a lot of violence in the streets, and I heard there's a lot of thieves going on. I heard there's a lot of immigration from Venezuela.
Bro, watch him try to rob you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No, but you gotta be careful, man.
No,
you know what I mean?
if
it don't matter if I know how to fight, man.
Yeah.
I may know how to fight, but I can't dodge bullets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not
You
yet.
know what I mean? Bruce Lee did. He caught one of his teeth. Remember that?
Yeah.
But you gotta be careful. You know what I mean? I don't walk around just because I know how to fight. I think I could kick everybody's ass. It's like, I could, but I'm just saying, like, you gotta be careful. You have to be careful. You have to respect people's immaturity.
Right.
Yeah, because they got knives, they got guns, whatever.
Yeah, people are stupid. You know what I mean? You have to respect that. You have to not respect that. Just be careful. Not respect it.
Just be aware of it. Yeah.
But just be aware. Yeah, you have to be aware that there's a lot of immaturity out there, and a lot of people just don't give a fuck. They don't care. They'll take your life. They'll go to jail. They don't care. You should care. You want to be here still. You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful, man. So I'm still gonna go over there. I'm gonna, of course, my family doesn't live in the best neighborhoods, but I gotta make, I'm gonna get this bonus and I'm gonna get them out of there. You know what I mean? So
Hell yeah.
we'll be good. We're gonna be good.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Where are they?
Bro,
In
that's the
Bogotá
story.
or outskirts? In Bogotá o a las
Bogotá.
afueras? Yeah.
I'm going to Bogotá. I do want to travel around Colombia if I get a chance, because I've only been to Medellin and I've only been to Bogotá. I've never been to Cartagena, Barranquilla, Cali.
Cartagena's the fucking tits,
Yeah,
bro.
people tell me I never been to anywhere besides Bogotá and Barranquilla. But first, I mean, Bogotá and Medellin. The first place I'm gonna go is Bogotá. I have to hit my city. You know what I mean? That's my biggest following. Period. If you look at my Instagram, my insights and my Instagram, my biggest following is Bogotá.
But you need to fly back me a girlfriend from over there when you come back, bro. A little prepago, you know what I'm saying? A little something, get it popping,
This man's trying to die in his sleep, too.
You don't have prepagos. What are you talking about?
Yeah. What is that?
What do you mean?
What is that? But God, that is absolutely a legacy in itself, to be able to do that, to be able to go back, get your family out, take care of them. God, if that's not a championship in
Hell
itself,
yeah.
I don't know what
That's
is.
the dream right there.
That's the dream. Danny, before we wrap up, why don't you tell the audience, tell the listeners something just from you, personal, something, that means something to you. And then if you want to, give the sponsors, big shout out to the sponsors,
Yeah. Well, let me think about it before I make a mistake or something. All right.
Before I get canceled over here.
Yeah. No, first, want to give a shout out to my sponsors, Smoothie Spa. If you see my stories, I've been eating there a lot.
Fire, bro. Fire.
Many locations around Miami. Check it out. Fire food. My therapist, a White Lion, Amy. She's the best in the business. I call her the black belt therapy.
Ooh.
All right. I gotta go with my conditioning coach, Jonathan. I'm in amazing shape for this fight, and that's all him. My team, even though they're not a sponsor, but technically they are because I train for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My coaches, Cesar Carneiro, Daniel Valverde, my whole team, MMA Masters. Let's see, I got Stretch Zone. It's a place that I haven't really been going, but it's a place that they actually sponsor me for stretching. Oh, Ten Show just recently gave me some good gloves recently.
Okay.
So I gotta give them props for that too. Thank you very much, and actually shout out to them. My management team, First Round Management,
FRM.
best in the business. All right, we got the best fighters out there. They're signing everybody now. They are, and they're not only signing MMA fighters. They're signing football players. They're signing all types of athletes now.
Hell yeah.
They're blowing up. You know what I mean? Let's see. I don't remember. I forget. And a quick shout out to my boy. I have not, Stunner Fitness. That used to be always my strength and conditioning, but I'm right now doing something with Jonathan now. But I was gonna give a shout out to Stunner because Stunner, not only he's a great human being, he's been donating a lot of meals to the poor people.
God, that's
he's
dope.
a great human being. But that's my boy, and he was my strength and conditioning coach. Right now I'm doing something else right now, and just schedules don't match. And plus, we're doing something else right now, and that's why I'm not training with. But he's still gonna get a shout out because got my love to that guy. You know what I mean? And that guy's a great human being, like I said.
Gang.
All my friends, my family, everybody that supports me. You know what I mean? I got my own little, my own little group too. You know what I mean? That my own little clique at the gym. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Let me see who else. Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody up. Let me see. My students, of course, and when I mean students, I mean my jiu-jitsu students. Is some of them they're gonna join soon again in my gym because I used to work at this place. Not gonna say the name because they don't deserve it. I was like, that guy doesn't deserve for me to say his to give the name of his business. He don't deserve it. You know what I mean? The way he handled things with me, I just don't want to give him any credit for it. And I met a lot of great people through that gym. I'm not gonna lie that. You know what I mean? I made a lot of money, and it helped me to take care of my dad. It helped me to take care of my family for a while, and it helped me a lot. Just don't like the way it ended, so I just don't want to talk about it. But I met a lot of great people through there, and I want to give a shout out to all of them. You know what I mean? Don't want to give names because I don't want to forget somebody.
Because then you forget someone. Yeah.
And
They know who they are.
Yeah, and my biggest motivation is, my students, the 5 people I have under my wing. Justin, Alex, Richard, Kevin, and Chrissy right now. They're like my biggest, they're my motivation. They're the reason I get up in the mornings, you know what I mean? And work my ass off because, I like to lead by example, and, those fools make me get up, man, every fucking morning. You know what I mean?
every morning from Monday to Saturday. Because Sunday is Attack on Titan.
Sunday's Attack on Titan.
Don't worry, I'm watching it right after I get out of here. Right? But that's it, man. And everybody that supports me from Colombia, Latin America, everybody that's been showing me love, mad love to them too, you know what I mean? Just everybody, man. Because at the end of the day, if you, like I said, you show me love, I show you love. If you don't, fuck you. Simple as that.
Right. Hell yeah.
And that's how I go. Either is black or white. Nah, I'm not about the gray. Yeah.
And that's a Maradona quote. Shout out Maradona. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to one of the goats, of course. You can't hate on him. He was one of the goats, and it is what it is. That's what it is. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Appreciate that, Danny. Thank you so much for coming, brother.
My boy, for sure.
That's my boy right there. That's Danny, the Colombian Warrior. And all the students that he mentioned, you've seen here before, except for Christy, and she's actually gonna have her own episode as well. Yes. Also, big shout out Chino. Chino's gonna have his own episode. Brother coming through. You know what I'm saying? Playing the audience role. You know what I'm talking about. But he's gonna, big clap for Chino. You know what I'm saying?
The occasional snore.
Snore, you know what I'm saying? Man's got a fight coming up, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
And we're gonna have him on the show soon as well, so be on the lookout for that. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm talking about. Every Thursday at midnight, you go on YouTube. You hit subscribe. Like, what are you doing? You go on Instagram. Don't even get me started on Instagram. Fucking Instagram. Instagram decides that, I guess because of the Angelina Castro episode, I don't know, for some reason they decide to delete our Instagram. So now, if you are now following the new one, it's Midnight in Miami podcast, same as it was before we dropped the podcast. We just added it back on. Hit that follow on Instagram. Go on Spotify. Go on Apple Podcasts. Go on Deezer. Go on iHeartRadio. Always forget that one. But more importantly than anything, get your ass to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe. Every Thursday at midnight, we have a brand new episode, a brand new champion in the motherfucking building with Danny, the Colombian Warrior Chavez. An episode of colossal proportions as we always have. And before we wrap up, Danny, sign us off. Tell the audience something. Just anything, whatever you want.
Don't forget to tune in and watch this podcast and watch every other podcast because this is the best podcast out there, right?
Damn.
I know y'all love the Joe Rogan and the other podcast, but this is the best podcast out there, right?
I appreciate
so just tune in, guys, all right?
We're both coming for you, Rogan.
And watch me February 20. I'm getting my hand raised, all right?
Yes, he is.
After the first round.
All right, first round knockout, getting the 50 bonus, getting closer to that title, bringing it to Colombia. Watch.
Oh, God damn, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm talking about? First round knockout, fake it, 50K bonus, and he's taking it to Colombia. You know that little sheet of paper talking about, you have more than $10,000 cash with me? Yes, I do. You know what I'm talking about?
In the form of a belt, baby.
Boom. That's beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, every Thursday at midnight, you know what it is. Holla.
Hey.
And it don't matter what the world thinks. You can say how you feel on midnight in Miami. Where you can push it to the limit. It gets real with only one and ill. You're locked into midnight in Miami. The podcast.